What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me, but I just got home off of an early morning flight, right? First thing through the door, I want to see my family. I love my family. You know, I'm a family man. I'm an advocate for families, right? Second thing, I got to get that hot shower because I got to throw the threads on. The threads make me feel like $1,000,000, but the third thing through my mind and all throughout the trip is that I gotta have that Teej pack. Teej makes my life uncomplicated. It's uncomplicated skincare for men. The first way that I started specifically was their level 1 system. It's a daily face wash to get rid of the dirt and grime on your skin. 2 times per week exfoliating scrub to get rid of the dead skin cells. An AM moisturizer with SPF 20 because you should always be protecting your skin from the sun, and a PM moisturizer to help your skin stay hydrated and healthy throughout the night. Here's the thing. My favorite part about Teej Henley is that every box comes with an instruction card that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. They really making the process of achieving and maintaining amazing skin for men uncomplicated. In addition to amazing skin, members of Teej Henley get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off the retail price, the ability to customize your box, exclusive monthly deals, you can pause and cancel at any time, and you get free shipping. And because Teej Henley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers an amazing deal, right? Just click the first link in the description and you get 30% off your first box, plus a free gift. It's an amazing deal. You got to get started today. You're not out here trying to look like a Dusty. And if you travel as much as I do, which I'm sure most people don't, but you know me, I'm pushing my bag chasers in order to be in the top 5%, top 10%, top 1%. We got to make our lives uncomplicated, and Teej Henley is no better product. You got to look good. You got to smell good. And you can't be looking like a Dusty. Make sure you get started today. Click the link in the description. Get that Teej pack. Feel the Teej, my friends. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. I am your host, Anton Daniels. It is Thursday, September 14th, 2023, year of our Lord, and God is good. You're supposed to say all the time. God is good all the time. God is good all the time. Turn to your neighbor and say, God is good all the time. That's what they used to do in the church. Don't worry about it. We're going to get it popping today. I am very much excited to be with you today. Everything is going so well. You know how things go so well sometimes that you get a little bit scared? That things have been going so well a little bit that you just get a little bit scared and you just be thinking to yourself, man, everything just can't be going this well all the time. You know what I'm saying? We can't just be winning every single day, can we? Yeah, we can. We absolutely can. In the same way that everybody else experiences problems and trouble, we can be on the opposite end of that, right? We can be on the, you know how they say there's an equal and opposite reaction to everything that goes on in life? Well, you can be on the opposite end of that. There's no reason for you to have to suffer every single day. Of course, it's going to rain on the just and the unjust, but often at times we only recognize the things that go wrong. We never pay attention to the things that go right because we just expect for the things to go right when it goes right? Nobody ever complains or nobody ever writes a review unless they're there to capture it on TikTok or Instagram or something like that. Nobody ever really goes into a restaurant and writes a review when everything is well. It just goes well. Word of mouth. Have great conversations, recommend it to your friends. If they go there and they say, man, I'm about to go here. Oh, I've been there. That's a great restaurant. Nobody goes on Google and writes a review. Nobody goes on Yelp and writes a review when they have a great time. That business owner then has to ask for a review or ask you to leave a good review in order to do so, right? That's why the reviews are so skewed, because most of the time people only write reviews when they have something negative to say. You don't see people doing review videos on people that do something positive. They don't go back and say, man, let me do a review video on this person and they said something positive. They only do it on things that they don't necessarily care about. Think about that for a minute. Us as a society, as a people, naturally, we always go towards and give the most attention to the thing that's not best for us. We always give the most attention to the thing that we having trouble with. You ever thought about that? You ever thought about all of the arguments or all of the conversations that you have with your spouse or the person that you lay next to every day? That when you wake up, you go, that you spend all of your time focusing on the things that's not best and what you want to change about them, him, or her. That's one of the keys to successfully being married, right? Is that you focus 98% of your time on the things that you care about, and you don't focus almost any energy towards anything that you don't care about. We got to do the reverse. We got to do the opposite. What's up, Q? What's up, Mona D? What's up, Randy, Azriel, Mary? What up, what up, what up? I did drop inside of the Patreon, the actual Patreon meetup. I know Q was on my head. She was on my head top. Q was on my head top, and she said, Anton, I want the Patreon meetup to be this particular day because it's going to be conducive. I said, Q. I was telling Rita, actually. I said, Rita. What up, Jay Woodfin? I said, Rita, we can't necessarily do the Patreon meetup then because we got to go here and we got to travel there, and then we got the NBA season kicking off on this date. So we got to do it on a specific day. It is going to be on November 4th. November 4th, which means that I'm giving you ample time to be able to get your tickets as far as your flights. Obviously, if you're a bag chaser, it don't cost you nothing to get in. It's only exclusive to bag chasers. If you ever been to a Patreon meetup, it's a vibe. It's a vibe. I dropped it inside of the Patreon this morning. So bag chasers, go inside of the Patreon. Go and get the details. I'm going to be releasing more details as we confirm the actual venue, but I want to get a check. I want to get a health check of who all is coming and when they coming, because you know that the venue be big and all of that, right? Come and kick it with your boy. We're going to be in D.C. November 4th. Make sure that you go and respond to that post I just posted inside of the Patreon. I'm expecting for Q to be there. Rita's going to be there. It's going to be a great time. It's going to be awesome. Shout out to all of the bag chasers. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Also, Teach Hanley, 30% off your first order plus free gift. We are going to be rocking out with that Teach pack. If you have not gotten your Teach, ladies, get it for your man. Get it for your future man. If you ain't got one, if you a cat lady, get it for the cats. Fellas, don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. Now, if your woman come to you with some Teach, that means that she love you. But we not rocking out with no other Teach packs, all right? So, absolutely great morning. I have a lot of things that I want to go over today, and we're going to get right to it. But the first thing that I want to say before we get into this show, because I was thinking about the UAW, and they're going to probably strike within less than 18 hours because they had the negotiating table. They playing hardball. We're going to go over that. I'm going to give you an update on that. I want to go over Oprah because Oprah responded to the backlash. There's eviction moratoriums or rent moratoriums that is running out, and people are getting evicted all over the country, including Atlanta, Arizona, Miami. Did you know in Atlanta they got over 12,000 evictions that is taking place as we speak right now? Oh, we're going to get into it. And I want to get into student loans for women. We have real evidence to show you the difference between how men look at education and how women look at education. And I want to get into Chicago. You know Chicago, you got to come to the front of the congregation, right? But before we do that, I just want to give you a little bit of inspiration, and I want to tell you this, all right? Because we got a lot to cover today. Listen to your big homie. Listen to Uncle Anton. Listen to Uncle Anton. It's going to be a millionaire morning show, but it's going to be some gnashing of teeth out in the streets. My homegirl Anna just left, and we was having conversations, and Anna is doing so well, and she's diversifying, and she's possibly about to go over to New York. Shout out to my girl Anna. I'm going to show you the merch that me and her was working on and things like that, right? We're gonna drop that tomorrow. But I was talking to Anna, and I was just explaining to her because she's like a little pupil of mine. My little influencer, Anna, out here in Detroit doing her thing. One of my favorite people to rock out with. And I was telling Anna, because she was sitting in my office or in my studio before we got into the Millionaire Morning Show this morning, and I was telling her, I said, Anna, we got to make sure that you diversify your income. You got to listen, forget diversifying your portfolio. You need to diversify your income. A lot of people are overlooking the idea of having multiple streams of income, and you think it's just a talking point on YouTube like they're talking about relationships. Nope. Nope. It absolutely is not. I'm going to be reading the super chat shortly. I got y'all. Thank y'all for supporting the platform and the Cash Apps. But you need to diversify your income. And the problem with people is they think that this is yesteryear. You think that you can live in a space to where you can work for the same place for the next 30 years. For the next 30 years, and then you can get a pension and retire. That's not the game no more. You'll be lucky to be able to stay at the same place for the next 3 years. You don't even want to be there past 4. You don't even want to be there past 4. Trust me, you don't even want to be there. You want to be looking for another job and using that job in order to level up and make more money, because they'll pay you more money to leave than they will to stay. Technology is changing. You need to have multiple sources of income. Now, how could you have multiple sources of income, right? One of the ways in which you do it, or one of the ways in which I've always looked at it, is that I have a short, mid, and long-term option and things that I have going on all at the same time, right? And one of the reasons that I'm so busy is because I'm mining out the long-term thing while at the same time paying attention to the mid-term thing and using the short-term thing in order to continue to build for what it is that I got going on long-term and mid-term, right? I'll give you an example, right? Back in, 2010, 2011, right? My businesses had really started to take off. I had lowered my expenses, and so we wasn't in a rush to move because I had just had my daughter 2 years before. The recession had been popping, and so we had learned lessons back then that would enable us to continue to be successful long term. When the businesses started taking off and I was enrolled in community college, which I then was transferring over to a major university, my goal was to minimize my student loans, or not have any student loans, or not need my business income in order to continue to pay for my student loans. So what did I do? My midterm objective, even though my business was doing well, so many people will walk away from their jobs and do whatever it is, and they say, well, listen, I'm booming right now. I'm not really worried about what it is that everything else. Oh, I'm leaving because I'm my own boss. They do all of that talking, and they make the wrong decisions, and they very well may be okay. But what happens when something like the pandemic hit and your business come to a standstill? What happens when a mini recession based off of inflation and the pandemic is over, and then they got to lay you off at your job? What happens when business conditions change and you're not popping the same way that you were yesteryear? What happens when you no longer are booming in whatever it is that you got booming, but your lifestyle don't necessarily align with your bank account? People always ask me, Anton, why did you take the corporate job? Why did you go back and get that bag? Because they had great benefits, life insurance, healthcare coverage, continued to pour into my 401k, phenomenal base salary, crazy equity, and then it feeds into my portfolio, which increases my net worth. Why wouldn't I? Because, man, you could be your own boss. Man, listen, you pretend balling. I'm out here really getting it. And so many people let their ego get in the way of the thing that's best for them, or they're just lazy. They're literally just lazy. So what I did back in the 2010, 2009, 2010 era is I made the informed decision instead to take that position to go over to the University of Michigan, which they double matched my retirement, which was my 403B. And then they paid for me to go to school in order to continue to get my software engineering degree, right? And so that midterm thing was largely supplanted by what I had going on short term as far as what the business was doing, which I didn't need the money from the job in order to maintain a lifestyle. I was just cool because my expenses was low. Everything was going well. I had a great family structure, right? Everything was going awesome. And then the long-term thing, you had multiple different things inside of the fire and the long-term things. And one of the long-term plays was, I said, I'm going to do YouTube for 10 years and see how I shake out. It wasn't about the money. I was largely going to leverage YouTube for two different reasons. A, to document the journey, and then B, use it to continue to grow from a corporate perspective as far as giving myself more visibility and making myself more marketable, right? Now look at it. YouTube booming. Everything booming. A lot of y'all in the Patreon, you've seen what my deposits are. It's not a secret. I make over 6 figures a month just off of YouTube alone. Showed the receipts inside of the Patreon. A lot of these people that got over 1 million subscribers, 2 million subscribers, 3 million subscribers, they not even coming close to what it is that we doing because they don't understand how to monetize it. See, I had the business acumen to then combine with the long-term vision, which then allowed for me to continue to make an egregious amount of money as a result of it. If you want to see the receipts, you're more than welcome to go into the Patreon and check it out. I show my W-2, show my bank account, show my deposit, show what I make on YouTube, brokerage accounts, the whole 9 yards. It's all there. But my point is that I had a long-term vision for where it is that I wanted to go, and I wasn't interdependent on what it is that I was doing short-term, which means that I was able to make smarter decisions because I wasn't under duress and then had to make an adjustment based off of what my circumstances was. You understand what I'm saying? Having multiple streams of income is not just about the money. It's also about not making decisions under duress because often at times you make the worst decision for yourself when you're under duress. You take the highest interest. You take the lowest payment. You don't negotiate effectively because you're unwilling to walk away from a bad deal. You have to make sacrifices that then up in what it is that you got going on for your family, which largely going to affect your kids because now you got to pay for their student loans. Now they got to take out student loans when you were supposed to be planning for them never to have to need student loans in the first place. So what multiple streams of income does is it secures better decisions long-term based off of the idea that you're no longer under duress. I see what's happening with the strike, and we're gonna adjust it. We're gonna address it shortly. I see what's happening over there with the UAW. I see what's happening with the automakers. The reason why I get on the automakers so much is because I don't want them to be interdependent on the autos in order to make sure that they're doing okay in their lifestyle, which means that they have to. One of my OGs, when I first got into the plan, he had an insurance company that he owned, and then he had a couple other businesses that he owned. And he would only work 40 hours. He would work enough time to actually get the benefits, the healthcare coverage, and all of that, right? And I was always like, he drove a Hummer. He drove a big, loud, yellow Hummer into work every day. And obviously he was Albanian. But he never needed it, but he always utilized it. And I always asked him, what did he do with his bank? What did he do with his check that he got from the regular job? He said, oh, we just bank it. We just invested and bank it. Because he had multiple streams of income. His wife was bringing in two sources of income. He had 3 sources of income. His business was booming. He was always focused on what was going to happen long term because he wasn't worried about what was going on. He never cared about what was going on at Local 600. He didn't care about the negotiations. He didn't care about the pay. He didn't care about none of that because he was chilling. He was chilling. And I learned from that. I got paid today. What's up, baby?
Hey, sorry to disturb you, but I have some good news.
Okay, what's happening?
We got approved for the permits.
Oh, all of the permits went through?
Yes.
Ooh, yes, that was a long process.
Who you tell us?
Ooh, $135,000 later.
Yeah.
So when are we scheduled to break ground? So they went out there yesterday, and then they approved it today?
Yep.
When are we?
So now I just have to go and pick up the building permit, and then they said like 3 weeks. I'm waiting for him to call me back and give me the exact date. But he said he was like 2 to 3 weeks out as far as his schedule goes.
Are we going with the first excavator or the other one, the guy that we just met with?
Probably the one that we just met with because Robert said he called the first guy, and again, he didn't respond. So.
Okay. Well, that's why you always have other contractors lined up. Mm-hmm. What are you about to do right now?
I just dropped your car off, and I'm in the just taking me home to get my car.
You dropped off the Porsche or the Benz?
The Benz.
What did they say? What did they say at the time? They gonna keep it? They gonna hold on to it?
He said he would call me later on today and let me know for sure. He said I might be able to pick it up today or tomorrow, but he would call me for sure and let me know.
Did you tell him all of the problems I was having?
Yes. And it was some damage on the front.
It wasn't visible.
From when that lady, remember that lady had backed into you?
Yeah.
In that parking lot?
Yeah.
I think it was from that.
Where the sensors was off?
Yep.
All right, good job. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Where was I at? Do y'all put y'all girls to work? Or is y'all chick just sitting at home talking about I'm a housewife? I'm going to get back to what I was talking about as far as the multiple streams of income. I remember now. Let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all put y'all chick to work? If you not at work or at the job or creating content or whatever it is that you're doing and your chick not bringing value, see, when you ask your chick what you bring to the table, it's different than what it is that I ask my chick what you bring to the table. If your chick not calling you with updates, if you got to call her to find out where she is instead of her calling you and letting you know what the update, oh man, the permits got approved, I dropped off your bins, we taking care of business on this end, you got a flight to catch and so on and so forth. If you sitting here having a conversation with a chick talking about when we gonna have sex tonight instead of how much money did we make today, then you playing it wrong. Poor people concern themselves with sex. People that's getting to the bag have sex as a result of making a bag. Poor people are focused on the box. People that get to the bag don't have time to focus on the things that you focusing on. That's why they have so many kids. When you ask your chick what she brings to the table, what is she telling you? Did you groom your chick? Did you give her a purpose? Did you set her straight? Did you put her on her purpose? Is she pining for you? Is she working to make sure that you make way more money? Do your chick go and get you a bag, or is she just draining your pockets? I'm just curious. Or do you need a coaching session so I can get your life together and get your chick together? Is your chick going to bring you a bag, or is she a liability? I'm just curious. Is she looking for more to do? Is she calling you and saying, hey, I feel like my capacity is a little bit lower than it should be. What do you need me to do? I'm just curious. How many of y'all got women that actually can answer the question of what it is that you bring to the table, and she not talking about she can cook, she can clean, she can do her thing? What is this, the 80s? 70s? Man, if you don't put that chick to work so that she can love on you when you get home, is this the 70s or the 80s, or is your girl out here going to get you let me revise that. Is she executing on your vision? Because first you got to have a vision. Secondly, you got to have something for her to execute on. Third, you got to put her to work. Fourth, she wants to go out there and work for you, but you're going to have to be able to give her something to work for. You so busy talking about the box. Yeah, baby. Yeah. I can't wait to come home and get that box today. You know what foreplay is to me? Hey, how much money will we make today? We got that bag. Okay. I'm getting a little bit antsy right now. That's foreplay to me. Now what we doing? Ain't nobody happy when it's cold. Ain't nobody happy when it's cold. If you can't give her a vision and have her execute, if she not talking to you about what it is that she did in the gym prior to actually going to take your car over to get checked out, and then whether or not you got to approve for the building permit, don't you know, I don't even know who the inspectors are or the building people are at all. I don't know their name. I ain't never seen them. I ain't never talked to them on the phone. If you can't tell your chick, listen, we ain't never built the house before, but you gonna learn today. When we first started building these properties, she said, I ain't never built the house before. I don't know what to do. I said, I ain't either. But you're going to learn today. We start laughing, start putting things in motion. I said, listen, I hired an architect / supervisor to guide you through the process. Work with him, make sure that he's executing on the things that he needs to execute on. And then you learn it, and then you bring it back to me, and you teach me what it is that you know so that we both can understand what's going on. She executing flawlessly. Hey, the mud mat got laid down. I got a new excavator because the other one was playing. Robert said this person said that. Man, if your chick not executing on a high level, that means that she's a reflection of you, and you was so busy focused on the box instead of whether or not she could execute, be a great mother, be a helpmeet, the thing that she was supposed to be, equally yoked, and moving forward. You so focused on the box that this chick is a liability. You think that's why you tricking. That's why you tricking. You don't know nothing about this. You think being a traditional woman is the fact that she just get to sit at home and watch Real Housewives of LA all day. I don't want to hear nothing like that. If your chick not bringing you a bag, don't talk to me about how you successfully married. If your chick can't bring you a check that at least say 5-6 figures on it, don't tell me about how you being successfully married. If your chick is not contributing to you having multiple sources of income, I don't want to hear nothing about it. Don't talk to me about it. And then you want to ask the question, well, Anton, you bought her a car, you're doing this, you get to fly her out. Well, no, she's earned the right to do that because she understands that the best version of me is the best version of herself. I need y'all to understand that we preaching today. This is the Millionaire Morning Show. I don't know what I'm going to say before I'm going to get on here. I just play it out the way it's going to play it out. My whole life is an open book. I'm going to need you to go ahead and tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. I tried to tell y'all on a Wednesday night, it's a way in which you operate and a level of dick discipline is going to be the determining factor for whether or not you're going to be successful, but you're not paying attention. You so busy being distracted talking about all women is the same. They not. They just executing on your vision and you don't have one, which is one of the reasons why you keep calling me on a Wednesday night talking about her toxicity and then you over here fumbling the bag. Come on, man. Come on, man. You know I hold these women accountable, but I hold them accountable because I need them to execute on the vision. See, nobody up under me is going to suffer. Nobody under me is going to be complaining. You don't see one person. You ain't never seen my chick get out of order, not one day. Yo chick go over there and emasculate you and got you crashing out. My chick shut the fuck up and you sitting here arguing with me about the Montgomery brawl. Well, we need our black woman to... No, I need my black woman to go and get my bag. I don't need my chick fighting for me. I need you to go and get my bag. Is my flights booked? Are we heading to Tokyo this month? Are we going to secure the bag? Does our daughter need college tuition? No, it's completely paid for and she ain't gonna have no student loans. That's what I need you for, to be the help me. Go and execute on my vision so we can go ahead and take care of business. What we talking about out here? We gonna go get this bag or we gonna continue to run in the victim Olympics and do the same old, letting these blackity blacks talk y'all into crashing the hell out and it's not in your best interest? What we doing? Let's get into the show. Let me go ahead and read some of the super chats and then we're going to get it popping. First of all, shout out to Mike, that dude. Getting to that bag. Somebody keep asking me to address somebody in the chat. Listen, man, this person ain't even got a profile picture. And they in here every day. They learning just like you. They're going to push back. We not going to trip about it. Let them stick around. Don't mute them. Let them talk. They talk. It's a fool. It's always going to be one fool in every classroom. Let them stick around long enough to actually learn something. They still paying attention. Even though they may say some crazy junk, they want attention. That's what they do, okay? Let the fools talk. They not getting attention at home, and this is why it is that they feel like they need to be heard. Instead of sitting down, they rather make a fool out of themselves. It's just like the class clown that wanted to disrupt the classroom while the teacher is trying to teach something. Let them be fools. They gonna make a fool out of themselves. Let them be the court gesture. Eventually, they're going to see that everybody is quiet and stop paying attention to the court gestures, okay? This is what I need y'all to do before we really get into the show and start reading the super chats. Stop paying attention to the fools. They want your attention. They out here like this, hey, look, let's come get me. I know that there's some people that come in here to the Millionaire Morning Show and want me to get on them. You want me to cuss you out. So now I'm going to ignore you because you want me to say, oh, you a fool, you dumb. I'm not going to do that just because. I only get on the people that I think is going to take that energy and then translate it into something actually relevant in their life. Let the fool do the fool. Y'all got to learn how to ignore these people and then they're going to feel dumb. You ever heard somebody that told a joke that was stale and nobody paid attention to it and they was just looking at them? They feel this small. They feel this small. Let the fool do the fool. And then eventually they just move over into the next room until somebody else can pay attention to them and they tell that same joke over and over again until they get some attention and then somebody show them attention and then they feel better about themselves. Let the fool do the fool. Let them feel this small. See, over here we are at a much higher level, higher caliber of people, higher level of thinking. We are trying to win. We're not trying to argue back and forth with the fools. Let the fool do the fool. Let the class clown do the class clown stuff. They doing that to distract you from the fact that they didn't read and do their homework last night. And don't let them copy off your paper. Cover it up like this. And let them get mad at you. Let them do what they do. Don't delete them. Don't mute them. Just let them look stupid in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue to work. Let me go ahead and get to the super chats, and then we got a lot to cover today because it's a lot of money to get. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my dog, Marcus Hill. Good morning, Anton and fellow bag chasers. I just rejoined the Patreon last night. Let's keep chasing, winning, and leveling up. Hashtag much love. Shout out to my dog, Marcus Hill, in the building. I appreciate you. Eric Harris is in the building. Says, I just dropped by to show some love. I'm tuning in, watching the FTC meeting this morning. However, I felt like, and we'll be watching your morning show later. Shout out to all of the restreamers out here in the building. We rock with you. We appreciate you. T-Steps Production is in the building. T-Steps says, money can't buy you happiness, but being broke can't buy you anything but a blanket. You know what I'm saying? At the shelter. P. Shank in the building says, Rita handling her business. I love her. Shout out to Rita. Dante Spears is in the building, says, laughing my A off. Y'all fell for that stunt. It was all planned for her to call. Oh, here we go. It was all planned for her to call. She knows he is doing the show now. It's for you to get coaching calls. Great hustle. I guess I plan for my architects to call too. I guess I plan for the dealerships to call too at a certain time, huh? Shout out to Dante Spears. Keep them around. Keep the Dusties around. We're going to continue to run it up. Cliff Williams is in the building. Cliff says, Juan Guan, big bro, I had dinner with a contractor yesterday to talk about how I'm monster mashing these jobs. When I told him I'm doing my architectural degree, his eyes lit up like Christmas lights. Shout out to Cliff Williams in the building, continuing to run it up. Shout out to you. Listen, continue to run the check up. Continue to run the bag up. Oh, hold on. I got to read one more. Enigma Cypher says, Anton set an example for young black men every single day, motivated me to take my skills I learned in corporate America and provide value by starting my own business. Jawan Hart said, imagine paying the hate. Hey, listen, a lot of people heard me give my speech over in Dallas. And the thing that I told y'all is the same thing that I'm going to tell them today. Everybody that was over in Dallas, they know this, but I'm going to go ahead and share it with you. Part of what I told them in Dallas was this. I was standing on top of on the counter, and I said, listen, they going to pay to see you win and they going to pay to see you lose, but make sure that they pay you. They did like this. Hey, I want to be recognized. Let me send you $5 in order to be able to show you what it is that I really think. They're going to pay to see you win and they're going to pay to see you lose, but make sure that they pay you. Keep the checks rolling. That's all that matters. Don't let them distract you. Let them. It's a spirit of attention seeking in the air right now. It's a spirit of attention seeking in the air right now. That's what's happening. It's a demonic power that's working on y'all behalf today, but that's all right. We're going to continue to cook. We're going to continue to cook. Let's continue to work, y'all. Let's go ahead and get into the show. We're going to be reading super chats throughout the show. Chicago. Let's bring you back to the front of the congregation and let's see what's going on in Chicago, ladies and gentlemen.
How can you come into a community and dump people in our community like this? This is not fair.
The city's pressing migrant crisis in the spotlight now more than ever, and Southside residents are fired up over plans to put up tents. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Scott Schneider.
And I'm Dawn Hasbrook. Tonight, a meeting on the issue was filled to capacity, and many community members are frustrated that they were not let in. Casey Crona is live in Roseland with the latest. Casey.
Dawn and Scott, community members want to make their voices heard on this subject, and tonight many weren't able to. On the table is a proposal from Mayor Brandon Johnson that would place hundreds of migrants in makeshift camps in a former Jewel parking lot.
So now what Chicago is doing is building a tent city. Mayor Brandon Johnson is allocating his time, his resources, and his energy. His time, his resources, and his energy to allocate monies to build a tent city And Chicago is one of the coldest places on earth in the wintertime. If y'all ever been to Chicago and letting that water, it's the reason why they call it the Windy City. Chicago, Mayor Brandon Johnson has a proposed plan on the table, and residents are loudly voicing their opinion, and they saying, listen, we don't want this. This is not why we elected you. You did not advocate for this. This is not what you said when you were on the campaign trail. This is not what you were doing when you were running against Lori Lightfoot. Question for all of my Chicagoans. Is Brandon Johnson in his early tenure as mayor of Chicago largely in your mind considered to be worse than Lori Lightfoot or not? Because that's a large task to be worse than Lori Lightfoot. People, is Brandon Johnson the spawn of Lori Lightfoot? Listen, Chicago and New York is basically doing the same thing. They taking all of y'all monies and y'all resources. They're continuing to be a sanctuary city, and they're allocating those resources to house, feed, clothe, give health care coverage, educate. And they're building a tent city. And the people of Chicago are saying, we don't want this. We don't want this. This is not what we're doing. We don't want them sleeping in the precincts. We don't want our cops over here allocating all of their times and their resources over to trying to police and house and navigate through this whole migrant crisis. What is happening in Chicago? What is happening in Chicago? I don't understand it.
At Sheldon Heights Church of Christ, an open dialogue on the migrant crisis hosted by Alderman Ronnie Mosley was packed inside and out.
First of all, they definitely chose this venue for a reason. They chose a small venue so that they could discourage the community from being able.
Not the white people deciding to come over to the black. Now, you know it's an issue when white people decide to come over to the black church, and white people don't call it out. Listen, you know that they decided to have it at this smaller venue because they don't want multiple people in there, and they don't want it to be a riot, even though Mayor Brandon Johnson just called all of these young people going over and taking over the streets large gatherings. They don't want us to have a large gathering over at the black church, and so this is what they're doing. They're very strategic about it. I know, I'm familiar with it because we executed on the same strategy, XB31ABCDEFG, over in 2018. When the white people come over to the black church in the hood, you know it's a problem. When they come over to the black Episcopal polished church or the Church of God in Christ, touch a neighbor and say, I'm here 2 times, church, you know it's a problem. When they look at her. She concerned. She put on her Sunday's best. She got on her beaded stuff. She got on her good glasses. She curled her hair and she put on her sweater. And she said, listen, this is a problem that we can come together on. And I'm coming over to the Church of the God of the Jesus living, drink the blood twice, Catholic Episcopal Baptist Church. Mayor Brandon Johnson, you in trouble. They don't like you. They don't like what you got going on. Well, y'all voted for this, so this is what you get.
To show up.
With fall and winter fast approaching, Mayor Brandon Johnson is looking to move migrants from police stations into what the city is calling winterized base camps.
This is essentially like a Band-Aid to a gunshot wound. You are putting a Band-Aid on a huge problem at hand.
One potential site, the former Jewel parking lot at 115th and Halstead.
I think that's a bad idea.
They want to push this out of sight and out of mind.
But it's coming with pushback, many calling on the city's leaders to focus on the need.
Now, you know, when a black woman is up there with her Chanel glasses and she got her hair in that dookie thing right there on the top of her head, now you know you got it coming. When black women got on her bamboo earrings, at least 2 pair, got that dookie thing on the top of their head, and they start talking they talk, you know that it's a problem. When white women and black women come together, that's how we got to change in society, how we got right now. That's what gave us feminism. When white women and black women come together and they agree on the issue and they stop calling each other names, you Keisha, you Karen, you know that it's over. She got them edges slicked back. That means she ready for action. That's the same thing. That's the same way that they used to get ready when they was getting ready to fight. Oh, I know I'm going to kick her. That's the same thing. When Karen and Keisha come together, it's a beautiful sight to behold.
Of taxpayers.
We are the residents of this community.
Talk to them.
And we demand that they do not put these people here.
No.
They're not even following the rules in the police station. What makes us think
Look at the police station. Look at the police station. Oh, my God. Look at the police station. What is happening in Chicago?
We're going to follow the rules here.
Residents tell us they are in need of grocery stores, mental health facilities, and housing for homeless individuals. By the end of this year, the migrant crisis will have cost taxpayers $250 million.
I did not hear that number. Let me rewind that a little bit.
By the end of this year, the migrant crisis will have cost taxpayers $250 million.
Whoa. Whoa. You did not just say that it's going to cost LeBron James money. No. No way is it going to cost you $250 million. And you guys are going over there and standing in Washington, D.C., and petitioning Biden, and you begging and you screaming and you pleading and you on your knees. You almost about to pull it out and unzip Biden's pants, pause, and you are willing to do anything. You on your knees begging Biden, please come over here and take care of us and give us some money and some additional funding. You wasn't working that hard when Chief Keef was over there running Chicago. You ain't had nothing to say when Chief Keef was running around doing his thing, but now all of a sudden you begged your way to $250 million in order to fix up the things that's going on in the city on behalf of people that you ain't never seen before, when the very constituents that got you in the office can't get a dime, can't get no infrastructure updates, can't get no police can't get no raises, firefighters can't get no permanent jobs. Everybody is under duress. You got to make everybody take a haircut. And you was over there begging and pleading and taking money out of the tax fund that's supposed to be allocated for the children in order to be able to build up this $250 million to take care of people you ain't never seen before. This is crazy. We are living in a crazy land. Crazy land, Daisy Land. Crazy. I've never seen this type of stuff happen in my lifetime. Look at those people.
All right, shifting gears now to an incredibly serious topic. The headlines haven't changed. Helpless migrants are flooding border entry points with no end in sight. Open arms sanctuary cities such as New York are suddenly having a change of heart. That vacancy light is starting to go dark. Chicago is now in the spotlight. The city has 16 open shelters with more than 13,000 migrants, more arriving each day.
And the spigot continues to be turned on. I'm going to be reading that super chat shortly. Thank you, my friend. The spigot continues to pour out. 13,000 people and growing. New York over there is sitting on 110. Now y'all can just go and look at what happened in New York and how he over there begging in order to predict what's going to happen in Chicago. Thank God that Michigan and Detroit is not a sanctuary city. Woo! Thank God that we have adequate leadership now that is over here running the city effectively. Thank you, Jesus, that we are. Listen, if you live in a city that's not a sanctuary city, thank God. Thank God. Chicago can just look at what's happening in New York and predict what's going to happen, and more pouring in every day. It's not stopping. More are pouring in every single day. Every day. 16 shelters, 13.5 thousand migrants costing the city $30 million every single month. Every month, $30 million. You want your reparations? Well, there it is. Go get it. Go get it. No, remember when y'all was asking for reparations? They just went and got it. They gave it away. $30 million every single month. Every single, and growing. Where is Chicago finding all of this money in order to continue to fund this thing? What is happening out here in these streets? What is Chicago doing in order to find all of this money? 30 M's a month?
It's estimated that the crisis is costing the city $30 million per month. And now Chicago's Mayor Brandon Johnson has come up with what he thinks is a novel idea. He's asked all 50 of the city's council members to identify a 2-acre space in their ward to build tent cities to house the migrants. The mayor says that these tents will be equipped with heating and cooling and beds and food and hall and water hookups to house around 200 migrants each. But you do remember that we're talking about Chicago, right? So summer is almost over. Fall is in the air and winter isn't very far. Have you seen Chicago in the winter? The city set a new record in 2019, minus 22 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's the mayor's plan, to put migrants in tents and negative temperatures. I mean, what happens if someone gets hurt? Aldermen in Chicago are pushing back against the new mayor, saying that they don't have the space in their wards for these tent cities. And those tents would be used to for the homeless in all 50 wards if the migrant crisis subsides. And that doesn't really leave them happy either. So Alderman Anthony Napolitano is from Chicago's 41st Ward, and he joins us here. Sir, thank you so much for joining us. You know, I read a little bit about you. I think it's safe to say that, you know, Chicago, the state of Illinois, has your heart and soul. You love everything about it. You're a dedicated public servant. What is the city like now?
Well, thanks for having me. Yeah, I wear this city on my sleeve. You know, we're going through a lot of changes over the years, and you know, for the most part, the city is beat up. The paid-for riots and looting that happened years ago, we're still building back from that. Now we have this border crisis, or I should say it's more of like a border abandonment, because the government has abandoned the border, letting all these votes come in. That's what they're hoping for, I'm assuming. But our biggest issue here is aldermen like me. I voted against being a sanctuary city. Now I'm being told that we have to find lots or areas to put tents so these illegal immigrants could come and sleep in and stay, when the city has hundreds, if not thousands, of vacant buildings around the city that they can use to put these illegal immigrants in until they find their final destination. Like it's costing us up to a tune of $30 million a month to pay for this, and a lot of this money is going to not-for-profit organizations. And we're trying to track where this money is going, because clearly you can see our police districts are flooded with the immigrants, and it's just not a good idea.
That's crazy. Are y'all seeing this? Oh, man. This is what happens when y'all elect people based off of their personality or how you feel about them, or they in a good space, and so I like him. He got a spiked haircut, and so now all of a sudden, you know, you with him. No. Y'all wanted him. Please don't advocate for him to leave. You elected him. You wanted him to be there for the duration of the term. You got what, 3.5 more years left? He ain't even been there for 6 months, I don't think. He ain't even been there for 6 months. He got time. He got time to run this city into the ground, man. At $30 million, that's what, $360 million a year and growing. By the time that a 1-year term is up, he's going to probably have spent like $600 million, because it's more migrants that's coming in every single day. Every single day. Listen, call Kanye. Tell him to go over there and help the migrants. Call Oprah. Barack Obama. Ain't he from there? Ain't he from Chicago? Call AL over in the chat right now. Hiding out in a completely different state. talking about, oh, I'm for Chicago. How come you don't live there? How come the very people that got the most to say about how great Chicago is ain't there no more? See, I could talk about Detroit because I'm actually here right now doing the Millionaire Morning Show in the city. I want to see what the heck is going on with over there in Chicago. I think, you know what I think I'm about to do? I don't think we ain't got nothing on the calendar this week, do we? I might take me a trip over to Chicago. Take my cameras, go and do some recording, seeing what's happening over in Chicago. That ain't nothing but a 45-minute flight. That ain't nothing but a 45-minute flight. Shout out to Chicago. I might head over to Chicago this weekend. See what's happening in the streets. Get right there on the ground with the people. Get the sentiment of the people. See what's happening. What do y'all think? You think we need to head over to Chicago this weekend and see what's happening? Oh, no, Rita. Ain't no road trips. You can forget that. Anton don't do road trips no more. I'll give you an hour and 15 minutes at the most. At the most. No road trips. No road trips. Sky said, Anton, you should. Anton visits O Block. Oh, no. Anton don't do O Block. I don't do no block that got a letter as the first name. I don't do no blocks that got a letter as the first name. You can forget it, fam. Nope. I'm going to need you to get all of your consonants and vowels in your name before I come and visit where it is that you're from. Don't invite me nowhere where it's a letter as the first name. I'm not interested. I don't want to be nowhere where the letter is your first name. I'm not interested. I don't want to go to no block that start with an O, A, B, C, D, E, F, or G. My people saying no, don't go. My people is in the chat saying no, don't go. All right, we'll see what happens. I'm going to see what the sentiment of the people is. I might put a poll up in the chat. Shout out to the new me, Michaela. I appreciate you. Chicago has been off the table, but I might just go over there and document the trash that's over there since the people that's inherently from there don't want to go over there and share no information. Shout out to y'all. Let me go ahead and read some of these super chats. We're going to get it popping. My dog, Tony Montana Williams is in the building. Says, for those who don't believe, no evidence is necessary. For those who don't know, no evidence is possible. Good morning. Keep crushing it. We're going to continue to run it up. Mr. High is in the building. Says, y'all tripping. Get these likes up. Get them up. Blue Chip G is in the building. Says, shout out to the two pro-blacks voting for their own demise. Shout out to the pro-blacks that's voting for their own demise. Thank you. Dejan Chen says, I noticed not one black person went up to Biden and asking for help like what they did to Trump. Shout out to the Build Back Better plan. Junior VK says, AD, as I continue to level up, I believe most grown folks lack critical thinking skills and will always be an ignorant individual to the day that they pass. And those are the ones, that's the court gestures inside of the classrooms. You know what I'm saying? Marcus X is in the building and says, get this nigga out of here. Get this Brandon Johnson out of here. Shout out to you. Love C. I feel bad for you out there, but that's why they make planes, baby girl. Executive Suite MLE says, black mayors for brown migrants. They will press Biden for money. Eric Adams wants $12 billion. Send the migrants to O Block. NY migrants are in hotels. You telling me that they living better than the people? They living better than the people. Executive Suite MLE. Make sure y'all get the likes up. Let's go ahead and continue. I'm going to be reading super chats throughout the show. But meanwhile, shout out to Jamal Fowler. I'm going to continue to read these super chats. Meanwhile, evictions are exploding. Homelessness is rampant. And the moratorium is ending that y'all thought that y'all were under as a result of the pandemic. You know what multiple things are ending? Student loan forgiveness, moratoriums is ending. People are ending up out on the street, explosion in credit card debt. Everything is just completely falling apart with this country. Make sure y'all get the likes up. Let's rock out. Let's talk about it.
An estimated 12,000 tenants in Atlanta who are behind on rent have gotten eviction letters.
A housing official asked Atlanta City Council members to find a way to help. Fox 5's Morris Diggs explains the evictions have restarted after a pause during the pandemic.
If you've ever had a family member who's been evicted, well, the financial strain they face, that's obvious. But there's also an emotional burden. For example, when a school-aged child is pulled out of the classroom, the parents got to find another place, or worse, a shelter. You don't have to fall under the legal definition of poverty to have all your belongings put out on the street because
ain't nothing like getting Pawpaw's couch. Ain't nothing like getting Pawpaw's couch put on the street with all of your belongings and all of your bedspreads and your mattresses on top of it. Ain't nothing like Pawpaw's couch, and they got the fan in there. Ain't nothing like Pawpaw's couch getting put out on the streets of Atlanta. That couch was gifted down to you, and you just got it put right out on the street. No, y'all was spending money. You said we balling. Pandemic money, buy in. We running it up. Everybody is boss chicks. Now you got over 12,000. This is no laughing matter. 12,000 people are now getting evicted right away over in Atlanta because the moratorium is about to end. See, they never saw for the fact that you couldn't make enough money to pay your rent in the first place. The only thing that they did was they set the landlords at a disadvantage because they let you continue to live for free, but you never paid one dime. You never continue to pay on it. You never set up a payment plan. You never even wanted to catch up. You just lived for free until it was all said and done. Now Pawpaw's couch is out there on the curb.
Because you got way behind on the rent.
Filings have ramped up the mounting number of evictions in Fulton and DeKalb counties.
This Atlanta Housing Commission official estimates 12,000 tenants have been or are now under an eviction threat. The pause on legal filings did not erase a rent balance, and being forced from the home can turn lives upside down.
And have to move out of their school districts, right? Can't attend the same school. That disruption is a huge inhibitor for educational attainment for kids.
This is the first time they got me down for eviction.
A senior living in this large complex has a different circumstance. Veronica Showers explained to her landlord about a series of personal setbacks.
Guess who don't care?
I do security. I worked every day, but it's like I was just working for nothing. Every time I got paid, they went in, they was getting the loans.
How many months are you
Guess who don't care?
behind?
Lord have mercy, 11,000 something.
Andrew.
Hold on, wait. I'm sorry. She said that she's behind over 11. She goes to work every day and she's behind over $11,000 something. 11. Can you imagine owning a business and somebody owes you $11,000 with no plan or any kind of interest in paying you not a dime? Not a dime. She said every time I come in, they come in and get the loan money. So that means that you went out and you took your credit out for something that wasn't even best for you. See, it used to be a time where the most important thing for you was to actually make sure that you had a home or a house to live in and a roof over your head. If you lost everything else, the one thing that you can do, you can catch the bus, you can go and make sure that you catch an Uber, you can walk, get your cardio on or whatever. But the one thing that you made sure that you did was you kept a roof over your head. Could you imagine being a landlord, not being able to get somebody out of your property that's able to live and tear it up for free, and you still got to pay the property taxes and a mortgage on it? I'm sorry, baby. I ain't got it. I know I owe you over $11,000, but I'm over here in Atlanta. You know where they're going to go next? Houston. Shout out to Houston. When everybody get through out in Atlanta, before it hit their credit report, they're going to go and get them a new lease over in Houston. No job, no credit, no nothing. We call that the ninja loan. The ninja approval. No job, no credit, no nothing. You just listen. Houston is the new Atlanta anyway. Y'all might as well all go down to Houston. Hey, everybody, all black people that's getting evicted, all 12,000 of y'all, go on down there to Houston. They the new Atlanta. They gonna get it popping, and you can go to all of the clubs. You can go to the spots. Go get you your Amiri jeans. Go get you all of that stuff. Your Balenciagas, your Louis Vuittons. Go get all of that. Go get all of that. Go party. Don't worry about paying your rent, and go and make sure that you run it up.
11,000 something.
Andrew Sneggenberger said late fees and other charges keep residents even further behind. He says new government assistance is needed.
And it's good practice to make sure that the two branches of government are working in coordination to make sure that we're spending money as well as we can.
One of the members, Antonio Lewis, reminded the body that not too long
Shout out to y'all. Reading Super Chat shortly.
ago, the city had to give back federal funding, $10 million that was intended for housing.
It's just throwing money at the wall. It's like throwing doo-doo on the wall. It don't stick. It's just like it's going to smear it. It's going to make it smell bad. It's going to leave a stain, but it ain't going to stick. You throw enough doo-doo on the wall, it's all just going to smear it. It's just going to make it bad. It's going to make it exponentially worse. And then somebody got to come behind and clean up. Throw enough doo-doo on the wall, it's going to end up in a very bad situation, even worse than it was before.
Well, right now, thousands of Arizona landlords filed evictions last month, and that has made it one of the highest months for evictions ever in Maricopa County.
It's really tough for.
Let me rewind that one more time. I just make sure that, listen, over in Atlanta, now you got to remember, these are just cities. This is not the state, the entirety of the state. These are just estimated amounts based off of when this moratorium ends and people want you out of their property, and we have a homelessness crisis already on our hands. Inflation is out of control. City leaders don't know what to do. And so these numbers are incredibly staggering, but I'm going to give them to you right here on the Millionaire Morning Show.
Landlords filed evictions last month, and that has made it one of the highest months for evictions ever in Maricopa County.
It's really tough for so many families in the county, reporting an upward trend in families losing their homes here in the Valley. Jen Wall is joining us live. Jen, you're breaking down this latest data, and really, truly, what does this mean for our community?
Oh, you didn't think we was bringing Phoenix to the front of the congregation? You thought it was just going to be Atlanta? No, this is taking place all around the country, all around the globe. This is taking place. This is not just happening in one neck of the woods. This is not just taking place in Chicago. This is not just taking place in Atlanta. It's not just taking place over in New York. This is happening all across the country.
Yeah, good morning to you. Not a good sign when it comes to renting here across Maricopa County. So actually an almost record-setting month last month when it came to eviction filings. Maricopa County saying it was a month with the third most eviction filings ever right here in the county. There were nearly 7,700 new eviction cases last month. The 2 months that saw more evictions than August 2023 were back in 2005. Now, this is all despite slowing down earlier this year, and not every filing results in an eviction. But
in August alone, out there in Phoenix, 7,700 filings because they want people out of their property, and you over here taking advantage of what it is that we got going on. In Phoenix, 12,000 last month. In Atlanta, 7,700 over in Phoenix. Where you think that these people are going to go? Just curious. Just curious. Where do you think that these people are going to go? What you think that they're going to find somewhere else to live? They're going to have to saddle up. Some people going to move back with mama. Some people going to move back with daddy. Some people going to be living out of their car. Either way, the people that's going to suffer the most is actually the children. Remember when y'all kept telling me that it was a right to have children? Now your children is going to be upended because they keep having to move from county to county and go and take a shower at the gym that you ain't even got a membership at that's expired. You know that expiration date on that gym membership, but you're trying to get in there one more day in order to get that shower? Take that book bag. The book bag ain't got no books in it. All it got is soap, towels, mildew towels. Ain't nowhere to go and take your towels and get them washed. The drawers with streaks up the middle of them because you keep having to wear them every day. At least they can get a shower. At least they can get a shower. Over there at Planet Fitness, I heard that they give you free bagels, Tootsie Rolls, and pizzas. Shout out to Planet Fitness. Horrible marketing strategy. They want you to get fit, but they're going to give you some pizzas and some bagels. This is what's happening. We was over in Atlanta. Now we over here in Phoenix.
The county is seeing an upward trend and is considering it a rising tide for Arizonans losing a place to live. A Maricopa County presiding justice of the peace recommends to avoid eviction, renters take action and be proactive. This is important. You have to act before missing a payment. Now in Glendale, there's a community action program that helps with utilities, rent, and emergency shelters. The cities of Phoenix and Mesa and Maricopa County also have similar programs. That justice of the peace also presides over many of these cases and says it can take time to get financial help, so the sooner rental assistance is requested, the better. For those who live in Maricopa County, qualified households can get up to 6 months of payments for either rental assistance or utilities, and there are different options for those who have already exhausted the 6 months or more of assistance in the past. Now, another problem with the rising eviction rates is those who are evicted are being rejected from being able to rent again. And St. Vincent de Paul right here in Phoenix also has programs. There are many more. You can also go to the Arizona Department of Housing website to find out how you can get help if you are facing eviction.
Meanwhile, we seen what was happening in Atlanta, and then we moved over into Phoenix. Well, let's go ahead and keep it moving. Let's see what's happening over here in Miami.
Well, in a matter of hours, several families will be out of their homes. They own condos in a high-rise in the city of Miami.
An investment firm bought the building. These are the last owners who refused to sell their places, but now they have no choice but to get out. CBS News Miami's Yvonne Taylor has the reason they are being forced to go and what is next for the Biscayne 21 condo.
Reading super chat shortly. Make sure y'all keep the likes up.
This is the high-rise. They have to leave. It has a bay view. We were invited by condo owners to come in and interview them in their units. But as we came to the gate, we were told we were not allowed in because we are media.
Oh, it's not my gas?
Jacqueline Fraga called the police when the security guard refused to let us in.
I am the owner of this unit.
In a matter of minutes, several Miami police units showed up. And after almost an hour of tension, an officer confirmed what we knew.
Because he is the attorney and the owner on property, he doesn't want media on. Doesn't mean he said you guys are more than welcome to come in. He just doesn't want media on the property.
He is Lawrence Picon, the attorney for the property, who declined to be interviewed by CBS News Miami. Inside the building, Nicolas Bello, one of the unit owners, waiting for us. He was packing his belongings. He has to be out of the unit he owns tomorrow.
So wait a minute. Put all of the cameras up. Get you a camera phone. Get you a lav mic. Go in there and do some other undercover work. Are y'all crazy? Why y'all out there causing a scene? Y'all don't know how to go in there and get the footage that you need? You ain't got a phone?
Really, do anything but hurry and try to say whatever I can say.
He said he will miss his view. Frana Marino feels the same.
So this is prime property in South Florida.
They are two of the owners who filed a lawsuit in mid-May in Miami-Dade Circuit Court. They are suing Two Roads Development, the real estate firm that now owns the building. Unit owners allege they were manipulated, deceived, bullied, and pressured to sell their units to the developer.
There is so much pain and anguish and attachment.
This is the letter they received informing them the building services would be discontinued Friday. But this wasn't the first they had heard they needed to leave. Residents first learned of that as early as March of this year. As you know, the building is in need of significant deferred maintenance, which precedes TRD Biscayne LLC's completed acquisition of the property in December 2022. About 184 units at the property have been successfully vacated, with the exception of 6 remaining units, remaining as unlawful inhabitants of the property.
My property is not for sale. I never put my property on the market. I came to this apartment in my wedding dress with my husband, got married in downtown. I made my children in this unit, and I wanted to come and retire here.
The building owner told me, quote, The last remaining residents of Biscayne 21 rejected above-market proposals for their units, refused our offer to cover hotel stay as they transition from their former homes.
It's just heart-wrenching because if they can take that, they can take anything.
Generally, developers have the ability in South Florida to terminate associations, specifically condominium associations.
Jeffrey Kominsky is a real estate attorney with specialty in condominium law. We asked him about the fallout from Florida law that allows condo boards to be dissolved and buildings sold with just 80% approval from those with voting interest.
Is it safe to say that we will be seeing this more often?
Unfortunately, more and more we're seeing more terminations of associations after developers are trying to engulf a supermajority vote and enacting a termination provision.
So basically what they're basically telling you is that if you are in a condo in South Florida and you have a great view and your building is now bought by a developer in which the overwhelming majority of the people take above market offers in order to move so that they can then turn it into something else that they can charge way more money or make way more money as a result of it, you are SOL. It does not matter if you are not a renter. If you own the property, you are then kicked out of your own house. So evictions basically happen in every circumstance, even when you identify it as an owner, depending on where it is that you live. This is crazy. This is crazy. You got to pay all of these fees. And one of the things that I know, and one of the reasons why I am largely against moving into certain buildings and moving into certain areas, is A, laws like this, and then B, the homeowner association fees. I can't stand association fees. It irks my nerve and it burns my soul when I have to deal with association fees. I think I got to go in and pay some association fees after the show, now that I'm thinking about it. Irks my nerve, and there are specific rules that allow for them to then take over your property and force you out of it, put you on a hotel in order for you to transition into somewhere else, and then you just SOL, you S out of luck. That's crazy. I don't think I've ever even heard of that before. I've never ever seen that before, but eviction comes in many forms, and this country is continuing to go down a drain, unfortunately, and we live in an era and a time where you're going to have to suffer as a result of even owning. You're not even a renter. You're owning your property, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's unfortunate. Let me go ahead and read some of these super chats, and then we're going to get it popping because I like to acknowledge the people that support the platform. Shout out to Jamal Fowler, says just passing through and drop that fireball inside of the collection plate. I appreciate you, Jamal. Cliff Williams is in the building, says, are student loans interest-free like in Canada? Yeah, for now, until they turn them back on at the end of September. No, they are not interest-free. They are interest-laden. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of these people's loans balance keep going up, even if they just paying a minimal amount. Young Capsule says, hey, Anton, I was wondering, did you deal with burnout at your job? Thanks for all that you do. Nope, I do not. I do not. I don't even look at my job as a job. I just look at it as a part of my schedule. I do not deal with burnout. I am very proactive. I make sure I get adequate rest. And I am just so driven by the opportunity to continue to be successful and grow even more that I do not deal with burnout. No, I never deal with burnout. I don't deal with burnout when it comes to content creation. My job, I love what I do every day. I make sure that I'm here and cooking up every day. So nope, I do not deal with burnout whatsoever. And there's ways in which you could avoid burnout, but make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Persevere Data TV said evictions coming around the corner. Whistling like Omar from The Wire, not giving a F. You know, we are conditioned to actually understand exactly what a conviction look like. New York migrants are treated way better than New York homeless and Chicago and Phoenix and all of the rest of these sanctuary series. Carrie K says 11,000. How are people thinking that this is okay? I have no idea, baby girl. I don't know what's going on out in these streets. Anastasio, shout out to Anastasio, says, I'll let y'all lost. Y'all toss that couch in the back of the truck. Shoot me a dub. Shout out to the garbage truck driver. Shout out to Anastasio out here in the building. I appreciate you for continuing to come through and drop that fireball in the collection plate. I appreciate you. Wealth Building Journey says, another indicator of financial stress. Watch how fast the Mega Millions and Powerball jackpots grow and roll over. Grow quickly again after a win. That is true. A lot of people tend to gamble when they are under duress, hoping for a hit, hoping for a lick. Cliff Williams says, tenants don't want to move out, trashing my place. Sounds like an insurance problem to me. I've never had that problem, Cliff. I've never had that problem. Look at Aaron feeling salty. Chicago gets migrants and the evicted go to Detroit. You see Aaron feeling some type of way. He ain't even in Chicago. He ain't nowhere near it. He hiding out. Tony Williams says, if you're serious, I'll be able to show you around this weekend. I don't know about that, Tony. Let me make that decision tomorrow. We'll see. I'm not really so sure about that. Marcus X says, I dislike both parties, but the Democratic Party are predators, setting people up for failure. That's systematic oppression. This should have never happened. Shout out to you for the fireball. I appreciate you. Serious Black Thought says the people being evicted better move to sanctuary cities and pretend they don't know English. Yeah. Glenn Bronner says, to be fair to the people, we have been living through multiple one-in-a-lifetime events just in the past 20 years. Thank you, Glenn Bronner. I appreciate you. Eric Harris says, that's a nice apartment in Biscayne. Beautiful view. Yep, I often stay off of Biscayne when I come down to Miami. DYB Lifestyle says, y'all need to leave America. It's out of control if you can't see. Or we can move a little bit differently and be a little bit more careful of how it is that we moving. Marcus X says, DYB Lifestyle, we don't flee our homelands. I heard that a lot. I hear you. I hear you. Keep on running it up. Let's see what else we got over here. Thomas Carmine came through and dropped off that fireball inside of the collection plate. Thank you, my friend. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. Let's get into the UAW, and then we're going to go over into Oprah. UAW, Oprah, student loans. That's the order of operations here today. The UAW, as I had a conversation with y'all yesterday, and I've been following this, and then I gave y'all the game, and I kind of went off a little bit, but it was out of passion because I love y'all, not necessarily because y'all bad people. You know what I'm saying? The UAW got the best offer in the company's 80-year history from Ford Motor Company. GM then made an offer. Chrysler, which is often at times now called Stellantis, also made increased offers over to the UAW that they thought was reasonable. And the UAW just rejected all three outright and didn't even come back to the negotiating table to make things right. They didn't even give a counter offer. I'm hearing that they didn't even do a counter offer and give another proposal. They just said, nope, we're not interested. Walking away. We don't even want to have a conversation with you. And all of this is in the midst of the North American International Auto Show that's going on right here in Detroit. Let's see what's happening, y'all.
Well, time is running out now for Detroit automakers and the UAW to avoid a strike. In fact, most think it's inevitable despite the 11:59 deadline.
Negotiations are continuing, but the two are still pretty far apart, it appears. Nick Monticelli.
Hold on, wait a minute. Y'all don't see what I'm whistling at. She kind of cute, though. Slim, trim, look like she just came from the gym. Okay, baby girl. Listen, I'm a sucker for the ladies. And her hair is flowing to the side. Got that big forehead, good teeth, nice and white. Okay, I see you.
Kelly joins us now from Solidarity House, where the threat of the strike and what it will look like is really starting to sound like it is going to be inevitable, Nick.
And I called this. When they first started negotiating and they came into the table, I seen what the sentiment of the UAW was as far as their leadership. And they were coming in hot. And they made unreasonable demands, and one of them being they wanted a 32-hour work week with a 46% pay raise and increase. They came in hot. And the very beginning of this, shout out to DYB Lifestyle. I appreciate you. I'm going to be reading that super chat shortly. In the very beginning of this, I called it. I said, listen, I don't care what they bring to the table. I don't care what it is that they said when they started saying that they wasn't even going to be negotiating and coming to the table. I said that they are not going to accept any offer that the UAW offer, and they are going to walk away and they're going to strike. I've been calling this since the very beginning. I said that they're going to strike. Ain't no deal going to be reached within the next 18 hours. You can forget it. They can work way into the night that they're not even trying to negotiate with them boys. I said it from the very beginning.
Yeah, a lot of those plans starting to come into view at this point, Rhonda. So I really think that a strike is imminent at this point. In fact, Shawn Fain has said that at 10 p.m. tonight, he will detail what the strike is going to look like and what plans will actually be walking out.
So I have to ask all of you, do you have faith? Are you ready to stand up together and move that mountain?
UAW President Shawn Fain rallying members preparing for what could be a historical strike tonight. Yesterday at Ford's Dearborn truck plant, an informational picket. And if that strike does happen tonight, workers will not be walking off the job en masse. Instead, Fain says there will be targeted strikes.
But this plan only works if the locals who are called to strike and do so, and if the locals who are not yet called do not strike and keep working.
Now, let me tell you what my theory is, right? Because I don't remember that this ever happened in my history, right? And I've been living in Detroit, basically, that's been my home base my whole life, right? This is what I believe is happening. There are certain manufacturers, right? Certain plants, certain assembly plants, certain places where they're already on life support. They already down to one shift. They probably looking to move work from it. They have not guaranteed work at that plant going forward. And so those places in particular can't even afford to strike. And so what they're going to do is they're going to have targeted strikes. And I've never heard of this before in my entire life. I thought that everybody had to be off at the same time. I didn't know that you was going to do targeted strikes. So now what is happening is that they want to hit the companies where it hurts them the most, where they can't make money, right? Let's say, for example, if you work at Local 600 and you're a Ford Motor Company employee, well, there's a strong possibility that they're going to target strikes at your most profitable product, which is, ta-da, the F-Series, the F-150, the longest running champion, the most sold vehicle in the United States of America for multiple different decades straight, has been the leader. Just redesigned, Ford F-150, just launched at the North American International Auto Show. Then you will target the plants in Kansas City, Dearborn, Michigan, and so on and so forth, right? Because you don't necessarily want to do it to the places that you know that they're going to move work from, because you're trying to advocate for them to keep work there. They don't really matter. But if you want to do a targeted approach to where you actually want to hit them where it hurts, while also preserving, hopefully, jobs for those particular locals, then I think that that's what the strategy is. So very, very strategic of how it is that they're going about doing it.
This is going to create confusion for the companies.
Those companies are the big three, which are offering wage increases. Ford 20%, GM 18%, and Stellantis 17.5%.
So Stellantis or Chrysler has always been considered the weakest of the automakers because they're the ones that sell the least. GM, obviously, they're offering, and this is exactly what the wage increases are being proposed, 20%, 18%, and 17.5%. I don't know what else you want from me. 20% wage increases, 18% and 17.5%, right? So that means if you're making $30, $32, $35 an hour, then you're going to get a $7 an hour wage increase if you work at Ford Motor Company. $7 an hour wage increase for every single employee. $7 an hour wage increase. I'm just telling you what the numbers is. I'm not necessarily giving you my opinion yet.
0.5%. They also agreed to end tiered wages in a 4-year progression. The UAW wants 90 days.
It's not acceptable to this membership to make somebody wait that works next to a person at full pay 5 years. It's just unacceptable.
On their end, Ford, GM, and Stellantis are all saying they're making offers they believe are fair. Stellantis and Ford going further, saying they have not received counteroffers.
We want to build a future for our employees, and we can't negotiate if we don't get any feedback.
What kind of negotiation happens where you don't even get a counteroffer? I didn't even know that was a negotiation. That sounds like a terrorist situation. No. Not $37 an hour. They're going to be making about $39 to $40 an hour. So you're going to be jumping from $32 an hour to about $40 an hour, right? That's what the proposal is. But again, what kind of negotiation happens where a person doesn't actually come back to the table and say, well, this is my counter proposal. I see what you got, and this is where I really want you to be, so let's meet somewhere in the middle. How do you not have a counter proposal? Shout out to you for the super chat. I'm going to be reading that shortly. How do you not have a counter proposal for what it is that you're advocating for? That sounds like a hostage negotiation, not a negotiation for what it is that you want for your workers. Come on, fam.
We made 4 offers. The last one is the most generous offer we've ever made, and it's fully competitive with all the settlements the UAW has made with other industrial companies. And we need feedback. We want to make a deal. If there is a strike, it won't be because we didn't put a great deal in front of them, because we have 4 times.
The UAW saying the big three are earning billion-dollar profits, so the workers should not be financially struggling.
Most of the people that I know that actually worked at the plant, maybe this is back when I was there, because one of the things that blew my mind and one of the reasons why I decided to get into the plant, and this was way back when we was making much less than that. We wasn't even making $32 an hour back then. We had just got hired in, and I was looking at my brother's paycheck, and it said over 6 figures. His check stub. First, I seen what he took home. I told this story before, too. This ain't nothing new to y'all. First, I seen what he took home, and this is back in the early 2000s after I graduated from high school. I graduated in the year 2000. Then I seen that check stub, and I seen what his take-home pay was and what he had earned up to that point in the year. Regularly, it was not uncommon for a dude to make over $100,000. How do I know? Because I did it. I went in there, and I was working my butt off. I seen dudes regularly making over 100 bands a year, and this was in the early 2000s. I seen dudes making over. They couldn't wait to get inside of that plant on overtime, double time on Sunday, and then holiday pay. I think it was like triple time. Did you know that holiday pay, that if you working on a holiday, and I don't know if that's still in place today, but if you worked on Sunday, anything over 40 hours was time and a half, all right? Anything over on Sundays, back when I was there, was double time. So if you worked if you worked and you worked on a Sunday, that was double time. And then anything on a holiday, so let's say you showed up on Labor Day or whatever, so on and so forth, it was triple time. So you basically making almost $100 an hour. I was killing it. I killed everything that I could possibly kill, and we was killing it. It was crazy.
We are preparing to strike these companies in a way they've never seen before.
Who says that to the person that you're negotiating with? We are preparing to strike these companies in ways that you've never seen before. That sounds like Osama bin Laden in office. This man right here with this gray hair, he sounds like Osama bin Laden is in office. What in the world is happening out here in these streets?
A lot of people also wondering if they will be picketing outside of the auto show charity preview, which is tomorrow night. The answer to that is yes and no. The UAW is saying that they respect and honor how much money is raised for local charities, so they don't want to hurt that number, so they will not be picketing at the front doors. But an hour before the charity preview starts, they will have some picketers at the Ford UAW house, which is right next to Huntington Place. So they'll be.
So Huntington Place is where we got the North American International Auto Show. It's really not the place that you want to be having a picket sign or out there protesting, because I went to the charity preview last year. I don't know if I'm going to go this year. I think the charity preview is tomorrow. I went to the charity preview last year, and the charity preview is basically, it's the who's who of Detroit. I ran into some Pistons. I ran into Coach Casey. I also ran into Troy Weaver, who was the general manager at the Pistons, several different celebrities. So if you want to go and kick it with the who's who, you throw your tux on, you put on your city's best, and you mingle with the people. And me and Rita, actually, one of my pictures, the very first picture on my Instagram, was me at the auto show. And so I ran into some people, and then we went over into the after party over there where D-Nice was spinning on the ones and twos. We seen some modern women over there finessing some of the old dudes. And it was a good time. It was a really, really great event, and we had great energy. I pulled up in the Porsche. It was awesome, right? But why would you start to picket, A, at the charity preview, and then B, when we're trying to have even more conferences and we're reinventing what the North American International Auto Show looked like in the first place? Why would you be so selfish as to make it about you instead of what it is it's really about? Now, the charity preview raises money, and almost 100% of the profits go over into some of your favorite charities where you can allocate it, right? You can actually see exactly on the website where all of this money is going. And I think it was like $350 a person. So I might have paid $700 total in order to go over to the charity preview, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. But yeah, it's crazy times over at the UAW. Let me get one more perspective, because I want to get News Nation's take on this.
The American auto industry is on high alert this morning as the United Auto Workers Union is threatening to strike against the big three. You've got Ford Motors, GM, and also Stellantis. Now, if a deal is not reached by midnight, Union President Shawn Fain said more than 140,000 members across the country would be instructed to strike suddenly at, quote, strategic and targeted auto plants. This, a dark cloud hanging over what should be a time of celebration. You've got the 2023 North American International Auto Show. That is where we find our Kelsey Kernstein in Detroit, watching over both of these things. Kelsey, I imagine the mood there is interesting at this time.
You know, Marky, it's really getting down to the wire, just 15, 16 hours to reach an agreement. And here at the auto show, it is interesting to point out, it's been less about the big reveals, less about the biggest, newest cars soon to be on the market, and more about where are the profits going.
Across the U.S., Canada, Mexico, everywhere we go, we are having our best calendar year-to-date sales in our history.
General Motors touting record sales Wednesday at the 2023 Detroit Auto Show. United Auto Workers calling it a slap in the face as negotiations are ongoing with Ford, GM, and Stellantis.
We got to flip the script on its head and ask why these CEOs have, 3, 4 homes, private jets, and boats, but yet most American working class people can't even get by.
Because you don't have a high school education, big dog. You just got a GED. Yo. Your justification for how much you wind up negotiating don't have nothing to do with my bag. Your justification. There's nothing more aggravating than somebody trying to count your money. Stop counting my money and start counting your money. Listen, what you negotiate ain't got nothing to do with me. I hustled my way to the top. I grind. I worked very, very hard. I am the person that actually designed the very vehicle that you are manufacturing. I'm the person to make the decisions as to whether or not this money goes over here, this money goes over there. We got to negotiate costs with manufacturers. We got to negotiate costs with suppliers. We got to work with the dealer network. We got to understand exactly what the profit margins are. We got to increase. And our compensation is largely tied to our performance on the job. Why are you looking at my money? Why are you looking at my houses? Why are you worried about what it is that I got? It's not fair that y'all got 3 and 4 houses and a private jet, and I'm over here trying to figure it out. Well, you should have went to school, and you should have studied more effectively. Count my money. Get out of my pocket.
140,000 workers across the country could walk off the job if a deal is not reached by midnight.
Everybody has a family. You've got kids, you've got grandkids, and this is all to help support them.
Hugh McKinney has been working for General Motors for more than 48.
Now, he don't look like he's starving now one bit. He don't look like everybody got kids. Everybody got a family. I got kids. I got grandkids. Now tell me, why is that my problem? Why is that my problem?
Years. He says he's given his life to the job. Just like his coworker, Christopher.
No, you didn't. You did not give your life to the job. You are fairly compensated for what it is that you decide to trade your time in for. See, and this is listen, I believe that you get what you negotiate. Negotiate, strike, do whatever it is that you want to do. But these are white lies. You did not give your life to the company. The company is providing you compensation for your work. If you decided that you wanted to leave and go and work somewhere else, it is nothing that the company can do to hold you back. This is not slavery. What you talking about, Willis? You look like you eating good over there. Him too. Got that beer gut. That beer belly sitting over there. His arms is crossed right under it. Got that booty do. You know, where the belly stick out a little bit more than your booty do. I gave my life to this country. I mean, I gave my life to this company. No, you didn't. You were paid on time every single week, and your paycheck never bounced. And you paid for your education, and you fed your face, obviously, and you paid for your kids to go to school. What you talking about?
Aldelian.
I've been here 40 years. I have 2 sons that work here, one for General Motors, one for Airmark, the third party.
So it sounds like that you really, really living it up, and they providing from your whole family. So now you raised your kids up to come and work there too.
These workers, like thousands of others, say they're proud of what they do, building cars for the American people, for what they call some of the best automakers in the world. But they say they feel shortchanged.
Basically, they're not bargaining in good faith, as far as we're concerned. Some of the issues that they've addressed, they really have offered us a pittance of what we're asking for.
The United Auto Workers are fighting for immediate double-digit wage increases, the elimination of tiered payment systems, and restoring cost of living allowance to fight against inflation. A 32-hour work week has also been discussed. The union president told members Wednesday night a deal doesn't look likely.
We are preparing to strike these companies in a way they've never seen before.
One of the big 3 automakers responding to the looming strike with a statement reading in part, "Our focus remains on bargaining in good faith to have a tentative agreement on the table before today's deadline. The future for our represented employees and their families deserve nothing less." But these workers say they won't back down for anything less than what they're asking for.
You know, you only fight for the rights that you want to keep, and I want to keep all of them. So I've been ready. I've been staying ready, and I hope the rest of America will get ready with us so they can fight for their rights in their workplaces as well.
Nope, I'm not on the same team as y'all at all. I'm just not. I remember when I was when I first got into the information technology field as a front end developer, and I had to pay my dues. I paid my dues. I continued to negotiate my wages. I worked my way up. Now I give the game over to other people on how it is that they can continue to grow. Nobody cared about my job. I was not a part of the union. I had to show and prove, and then I got what I negotiated. And as I continued to show my worth over and my value over to these companies, they compensated me fairly, and I never complained about it. I don't need you to negotiate my wages. I'm going to do it on my own. And listen, Here's my question, because I want to look at it from both sides. Listen, if y'all get what y'all asking for, congratulations. You deserve it. You get what you negotiate, not necessarily what it is that you feel like you deserve, okay? Here's my question with this whole situation. What options do the company have? What if the company said, and I don't know, I'm just asking a question now. What if the company said, all right, cool, y'all striking. We're going to go ahead and put out these jobs for everybody that want them, and we're going to go ahead and leave y'all on the street. Then what will happen? I'm just curious. What would happen if they completely divested themselves from the entirety of the workforce, and then they gave other people what it is that you asked for just because they were sick of what was going on with you? Yeah, let me go ahead and read some of these super chats. I'm curious as to what you guys think. I want to get into the Oprah thing next, so I want to read these super chats, and then we're going to move over into the next thing. DYB Lifestyle says, Passport Bros is up. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you, my friend. Jalen Hawkins says, good morning to you and your family and all of the bag chasers. Just finished my homework. My eyes and mine are open and ready for the next coaching call. You told no lie and have me the push I needed. Love and salute. Shout out to my dog, Jalen Hawkins, and everybody that got a coaching call for me. I appreciate you. I love you, and I want to make sure that I continue to add value into your life. Thank you, my friend, for continuing to do the thing that's in your best interest. Reem Beam says, send MAGA and FIBA to World War III. Keep the borders open. Interesting. Persevere Data TV says, so you want to be a gangster. Go on strike at the moment student loan interest turns back on. It's crazy. You know, we got people that's really, really divided over this issue. Tech Coach Ralph says, why are these companies forced to work with unions? You can't stop a company or workers from unionizing as I know it, right? Sir Mr. Jason says, thank you, Anton, for all of your content, and thank you for blessing us with your knowledge and wisdom. Appreciated, bro. I pray you get 100 million instead of 50. Hell of a super chat right there. Cliff Williams in the building says, them immigrants gonna fill them factories up. Yeah, let's get all of these migrants to take these jobs. Luke Holo came through with the drop in the bucket. I appreciate you. Blue Chip G is in the building. What up, though? Says, I feel for the individual union members who are about to financially suffer in silence. That's just what happens when you become a part of the group. You have to do what the group do and not necessarily what it is that you feel is best. You got to do what everybody else tell you to do. Tech Coach Ralph says that divestment question is the main idea of the Atlas Shrugged book. Have any of y'all ever read Atlas Shrugged? It's a really good book. Monteus Jackson says, Anton, the big three can divest from the union, but the younger workforce out there is by far, imagine Gen Z in a foundry trying to eat avocado toast. Kari K says, do you have a wait list for the seat at the table? I do. Once you join the Patreon, you automatically get waitlisted for the seat at the table, and when a spot opens up, I go right down the list in order to be able to ask you whether or not you want to join a seat at the table. Phenomenal question. Thank you, my friend. True to Fact with Smooth Podcast says, when unions take a stand, companies usually yield. Unions are a strong part of what keep all wages competitive. Been on strike 30 days because they tried to take out benefits. Don't regret it. Shout out to you, big dog. Hey, do what you got to do. I feel you. Mr. Maximus says, I'm a landlord. Don't care if your mama is dying in the hospital. You better pay that rent because my girl needs her mani-pedi, and I need gifts. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mr. Maximus. I appreciate you. Yeah, we need that money. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Let's talk about Oprah. Let's go over into the Oprah conversation, all right? Let's deep dive into Oprah. Now, I reviewed the original video of what Oprah was saying with regard to the wildfires that was happening over in Maui. Now, one thing about it is that The Rock didn't get as much pushback as Oprah. The Rock did not get as much pushback as Oprah. And that is kind of weird to me, right? Because they are both wealthy. They're both really well off. They partnered in this situation. I'm going to be reading Super Chat shortly. Thank you, my friends. They partnered in this situation, but it was weird because people only went at Oprah as a result of it. And so I'm asking you guys why. Do you just not like Oprah? Did you turn against her? Do you not like the shows that she did before? Is it something that somebody told you that made you feel a certain way? Nobody actually, I didn't see anybody miss The Rock. I didn't see anybody miss The Rock. The Rock is allegedly worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and everybody was going at Oprah. Y'all said because The Rock is the GOAT. Rock is considered their folk. Interesting. All right, so let me show you the original video, and then I'm going to give you what it is that she said in her response to the backlash.
My name is
Let me fast forward this.
To fruition. It has been so extraordinary to see how people have shared their mana and shared themselves and just opened up in a way that we've never experienced before. So it is how we interact with each other and love one another that shows through in everyone. Thank you. Thank you for standing with us. Thank you for standing with us.
This is the original video.
And making us stronger. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Aloha. Aloha. Thank you. We just finished one of several meetings because we've been meeting with community leaders, our kapuna, for the past couple of weeks, and just trying to figure out what we could do. And I was sent a message about Dolly Parton's fund that she started for the people of Gatlinburg when...
And one of the things that I like to do is I like to play the whole video. I don't like to break it down. I try not to do as many clips as possible, but I try to share the full context so that we can have the conversation. Let's continue.
there was a tragedy and fire in Gatlinburg, and she called it the People's Fund, actually My People's Fund she called it, where money was sent directly to each individual. And this idea all started because of Dolly. Thank you, Dolly.
Thank you, Dolly.
Thank you, Dolly. Because when I sent that to Dwayne and he said, this sounds good. You mean we could put money directly into the hands of the people? And we've been having a meeting every day since that moment.
And, you know, when Oprah had texted me this idea, you know, first of all, we were texting when this tragedy took place. And the idea was, what can we do? And we're kicking ideas around. And
Weren't we like everybody else?
Like everybody else.
How do we help?
How do we help? What do we do? Can we create something? Do we support something that's already in place? And in this time of need, you want to take care of the greatest need of the people, and that's giving them money.
We have put $10 million to start the fund of our own money, and are looking forward to the help of every person who called me and said, what can I do? This is what you can do.
So she didn't ask for money from everybody. The full context is needed. The full context is needed. She said, listen, we've been Zooming and we've been texting about this since this has happened. We was inspired by how Dolly Parton did it and putting the money directly in the hands of the people. And I'm just going to be objective about it because I don't even care about Oprah. I don't care for her. It doesn't mean anything. Her audience was never mine. I don't care for her shows. I think she advocated for feminism. She doesn't represent anything that I stand for. But I am going to be objective and I'm going to give my opinion because I've never held my tongue up to this point and I don't care what anybody thinks. I just listened to the video itself. She said we gave $10 million of our own money. And for everybody that reached out to me directly, and asked me what it is that you can do, this is exactly what we're doing. And so this is what you can do as a result of it. I didn't hear her ask you in the chat for one dime. I didn't hear her ask anybody for one dime. That's just me personally. I'm looking at the video. I'm playing it for you guys. I didn't hear her ask anybody for money. She said for the people that reached out to me and asked me, what is it that I can do in order to support the people? This is what it is that I did, and this is what you can do as a result of it. So we're in this. Let me replay it one more time. I'm going to rewind it. Don't worry.
Can we help? What do we do? Can we create something? Do we support something that's already in place? And in this time of need, you want to take care of the greatest need of the people, and that's giving them money.
We have put $10 million to start the fund of our own money and are looking forward to the help of every person who called me and said, what can I do?
We're looking forward to the help of every person that called me and said, what can I do? For every person that called me and said, what can I do? This is how you can help. I didn't see where she said that you had to help, that you had to do it, that I'm calling on everybody that has an opportunity. She didn't say none of that. She said for everybody that reached out to me, this is what I'm doing. And we want to put the money directly in the hands of the people. So I'm trying to understand exactly where the outrage is. Y'all just want to be mad at rich people. Y'all literally just want to be mad at somebody like they asked you for something. So if people reached out to her and her friends or whoever it is that rock with her or whoever is fans of her said, hey, what can we do? And then she said, okay, well, this is what you can do. What that got to do with you if you're not rocking with her? Somebody says she has a vested interest. She had a plethora of land out there. Well, if Detroit started burning down out my neighborhood, if I got the resources to go and hire some firefighters in order to make sure that my properties don't get burned out, I'm going to do it too. Why my property got to burn out and I got the resources in order to be able to save it? What do you want? What do you want? Why would I let my property burn down if I have the ability to prevent it? What are you saying? What are you saying? What does that mean? You got to wake up is deeper. Deeper than what? What are you talking about? She didn't ask you for nothing. She never asked you. I just literally played it. It's deeper than that, bro. Oh, okay. Well, tell me how. A billionaire never asked you for money. I literally just played it. Stop. She never, I don't even like her. She's not even my target audience. She never asked you for money. She literally just said all of the people that reached out to me and asked me, what is it that you can do? This is what I'm doing. This is what I did. I put $10 million into it. It goes directly into the hands of the people. We've been working on this for a long time. We was inspired by Dolly Parton, and this is how we rocking out. I don't really understand where she asked you anything. Where did she ask you for anything? Well, she responded to the backlash. You gotta wake up. It's deeper than that. It's all in the water. They trying to burn it. Let me go ahead and get into her response to it. It's a little bit further.
We're going to begin the...
Hold on. I'm going to say what I say, bro. I don't care nothing about what nobody think. That's one of the things that make me unique. I might be wrong, but I'm going to say what I really think. I'm not going to tell you what it is that you want to hear.
Oprah, I want to shift gears a little bit and turn to the Hawaii wildfires and the efforts to help those in need. The People's Fund of Maui was created by you and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, in which you both poured time, effort, and millions to kick it off yourselves, yet and still it faced online criticism.
Somebody said, you believe anything, Anton. No, I'm just going based off of what I see, the same way that you're going based off of what you see. I'm going off the same thing that you're going off of. We all got the same videos and we all reacted to the same thing. I don't really understand what it is that I'm seeing. I only go based off of the evidence. I don't go based off of whatever your conspiracy theory is. When I see somebody and they got a video, I'm not going to get mad at the video. I'm going to react to it objectively, and I'm just going to be real about what it is that I see. I'm not going to sit here and conflate issues. I'm not going to add different things into it. I don't care nothing about Harvey Epstein and all of that stuff. That ain't got nothing to do with what it is that I'm looking at in this video. If Oprah say something and then I don't agree with it, then I'm going to deal with that particular issue at that time. I'm not going to conflate issues. I'm not going to bring other things into it. That ain't got nothing to do with what it is that I'm looking at right here. I know what I heard. I replayed it. And so now I'm going to play her reaction to it.
To kind of give your thoughts on that.
Well, this is a really great point about being happier in the midst of an onslaught of being terrorized and vilified online. I will say this, I came out of this experience, I was just saying this to Arthur this morning, with so much more compassion for young kids, because I was thinking, what if I didn't really know who I am? What if I didn't have the assurance of Invictus, that I am the master of my own fate and the captain of my soul? If
it would have taken you down.
It would have taken, it will take you out. Yeah. So all of the online, being
slander and
attacks, lies, conspiracy theories, really took the focus off of what was the most important thing, and that was the people of Maui. So this idea came about because, as you know, when you were there, Tony, I was on the ground talking to lots of people, trying to figure out how do I best help. And in the beginning, it was just, material things, dropping off generators and towels. And then I started talking to people. People really wanted their own agency. Gail's son, Will, sent me an article about Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton in 2017 during the wildfire.
I'm going to switch it up on y'all. I'm going to drop the link in the chat for y'all conspiracy theorists to help me to understand where I'm wrong on this. I'm not even going to wait till tomorrow. I'm going to drop the link in the chat, and then y'all can go ahead and tell me how it is that I'm wrong on this.
In Gatlinburg.
Make it quick,
started a People's Fund. She called it My People's Fund. She had a concert. She raised $12.5 million, and then directly gave it to the people, $1,000 a month. I thought, whoa, that's the idea.
Yeah.
So
getting the money into the hands of the people.
Directly into the hands of the people.
Right
so
now.
to set up the infrastructure for that, The Rock and his team and my team, we were literally on I don't know how many Zooms to set up the infrastructure for the verification process to be able to drop money into people's accounts. And we thought, because both of us have given to charities our whole life. I've been giving to charity since my first paycheck, a tither.
And still do that.
And
yes,
still
yes,
do that.
yes.
Okay. So we thought starting the fund with $10 million would be a great idea, because any of us who've ever been to any benefit, you know, you go to a benefit and somebody gives $10 million, that's called a good night.
Yes. Right.
So
I'm not really sure what the problem is. I've heard her say everything that she's saying, and I'm not seeing anything that got to do with the whole Maui, Hawaii thing. I don't really understand what the problem is. I dropped the link in the chat. I don't see nobody camming up yet, but I'm going to continue to play the video, and then I'm going to give my thoughts until y'all do come.
So we thought $10 million would start off the fund.
People ignorant. Ignorant is, can I cuss? All right, I'm not going to curse. Ignorant as hell. Tax write-off, duh. What? Do y'all even remotely know how money works and that it actually does not benefit?
We'll do what Dolly did, get other people to give money, and then we'll put it directly into the people's bank accounts. I was so excited. I was so excited about it.
It's still a good idea.
And then I got up the next morning.
You still should be.
Yeah.
I was so excited. I got up the next morning and I saw all of this vitriol, and I was like, whoa, what happened here? So this is what I want to say.
Read the super chat shortly. Where y'all at? Cam up and tell me where I'm wrong at. Cam up. I'm here. I'm right here. I ain't going nowhere. I dropped the link in the chat. I don't see not one person in the back that's going to cam up and tell me where I'm wrong at. And I'm open to the possibility that I'm wrong. I'm not looking to debate. I'm not looking to fight. I just want to hear your thoughts as to where it is that I'm wrong with this situation. Where did she ask you for anything? Where did she ask you for anything? Don't worry. I'm going to continue to play. I'm looking for the disagreement in the video.
I want to say that, you know, I think in the beginning.
See, you didn't think I was going to drop the link in the chat. You ain't think I was going to drop it for you because it wasn't Friday. If you don't have a disagreement, don't call. If you disagree with me on this particular issue, the link is right there in the chat. It's 1,700 plus people in here watching this live stream with me right now. Are you telling me that there's not one person that can explain to me where I'm off at that's not running in the Victim Olympics? Not one. Of over 1,700 people that is watching this right now, not one person is going to sit here and tell me where I'm wrong at. It's got to be somebody in here that's going to give me the understanding.
So many people were calling, asking, where do we give our money to? So I thought, I'm going to give people a place to
create.
We're going to create something. And I still think it's a really strong idea.
Yeah.
Dolly Parton was right. Putting money directly into the hands of the people is a significant thing. And the model that's been created, I will say that as of
Let me re-drop the link in the chat just in case you missed it. I'll drop it one more time. Don't worry about it. I don't want you to say you missed it.
Today, 2,200 people have been cleared and verified. And those people are going to get a notice from the People's Fund of Maui and going to have the money.
And it's working. It made me deeply mad. It made you deeply sad.
Made me sad that
and I'm
we're at
wondering
this
how you're
state in
coping
our
with that.
country,
Yes.
you know?
Right.
Yeah.
No, everything leads to this kind of polarization, even serving other people. But here's the point. Here's Oprah's point. If you take your time, your money, your resources, your life.
I've seen enough. So she explained it from her perspective, and I still said what I said. I think that Oprah has lived long enough. And again, I'm not an Oprah fan. I don't necessarily care for her show. I don't see nobody coming up. Let me drop it in there for a third time, just in case anybody want to come up here and explain. Don't come up here if you agree with me. Don't come up here if you agree with me. Come up here if you actually believe that I'm wrong about this, and we're going to continue to rock out. And you don't even have to be on camera. I won't even make you be on camera. Just make sure that you say your name, where you from. Give me a peace sign in the chat so that I know you're a real person. I won't even pull you up, and you can explain to me where I'm wrong. I didn't see in the video where she asked for one dime from people. Not one. I didn't see in the video where she asked for one dime from people. She said, the people that has been asking me, what is it that I can do? This is what it is that I did. This is where you can have access to it, and we're going to go from there. And then she explained where she got the inspiration from in both videos, that she got it from Dolly Parton, that the money was going to go directly into the hands of the people. They wanted a verification process to know that people ain't finessing them and stealing money out of their bag, and so on and so forth. So what is all of this other stuff that y'all got going on that's unrelated to what's going on over in Hawaii? And I'm trying to understand, and I've been searching for videos. I was going through TikToks. I was going through Instagrams to better understand where somebody can better articulate exactly where it is that they stand on this subject that completely counteracts or contradicts what it is that she's saying. I don't see nobody, not one person. Over 1,700 people is watching this show right now. I don't see one person in the back that is willing to have the conversation and help me to understand where it is that I'm off at. It's still open. I'm waiting. People just be talking. They just be talking. Lennox said, I ain't even pro-black, but this guy Anton is really disconnected to the people. Okay, help me to understand why. The link is right there. You don't even have to cam up. Everybody keep talking about all of this talk, but you don't even have to cam up. I will just let you do audio and you can tell me where I'm wrong. You could just be on audio. You ain't even got to cam up. I'm making it as easy as possible for you to come up here and tell me how I'm so disconnected about the fact that you don't have to do anything. You don't even have to watch her. You don't have to respond to her. You don't ever have to watch her show. You don't have to watch the OWN network. You don't have to do none of that stuff. The only thing that you have to do is be whatever it is that you are, pay your taxes and die. That's it. Death is guaranteed. Taxes is guaranteed. And then you don't even have to do nothing else as a result of it. What in the world are you whining and complaining about? All right, let's see if we can get Glenn up here. Glenn, give me a peace sign. Would you like to be on camera? Here, hold on. Let me pull you up in the back. Give me a second. Glenn, would you like to be on camera?
Yeah, sure. I don't mind.
You sure?
Yeah. As long as people can hear me okay and I don't look too crazy.
All right, cool. You sound like a very intelligent man. So we're going to go ahead and have this conversation.
I try.
So,
hi, everybody.
Glenn, you disagree with me about the Oprah Maui thing, correct?
So I don't know if it's a disagreement, more of a bit of contention, I guess it would be. Because I think...
Can you move over to the middle of the screen so I can see you?
Let me see if...
Just move the camera the other way, the opposite way.
Oh, okay. Let me see. That works a little bit better.
There you go. Okay, Glenn. So you don't disagree, but there's a point of contention. All right.
Yeah, because I think
and anybody else is more than welcome to call in also. Go ahead, Glenn.
I think what it was is that everybody knows she has like $2 billion.
How do you know that?
I think I Googled it. It said something
Google
around
told you that Oprah had $2 billion, and so you know how much money that she got on hand to be able to have a conversation. Okay, I got you. Okay, go ahead.
I think that's just more like a general overview. So the things that I at least have read was, okay, well, she put in $10 million. It may have been split between her and The Rock.
Well, they put in $10 million, correct? That's what they said.
Together, right? So then when you do the math, it comes out to her sending in 0.002% of what they say her 2.3 billion is. I don't know if that's gross or net.
What if she sent $2? What difference do it make?
Well, that's the part that I'm not.
First, well, hold on. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna let you finish your point, and then I'm gonna respond. I'm gonna give you the respect. Go ahead. I'm sorry, sir.
Yeah. So the way that the video came off is that she may not have been asking directly for donations, but it's like, hey, I'm putting in some money. Can't you also put in some money to help? Which is noble. But then when you look at it's not. But it seems like it's implied. It's like, hey,
no.
me and The Rock.
No. Words mean things. You can't say that somebody implied something. She said specifically, this is what we did. This is how we set it up. I'm being transparent about it. It's going directly into the hands of the people. For all of the people that reached out to me and asked me what it is that you can do, this is what we're doing. And so you're more than welcome to do it also. She didn't imply anything. She didn't ask anything from anybody that didn't reach out to her first, at least from what I seen. And I just watched the video and said, so you can't say she implied it. You can only say what she said. You can't put words in her mouth. You can't do that.
Well, when you're welcoming people in, you're basically just saying, hey, I'm leaving the door open. So why not? There's no negative to it. And I don't know if, like, it seems you have to have an implication attached to it, because then why would you even bother opening up the door? There was no need for her to even send out the message if she was doing it altruistically.
Okay, so how much money do you think she should have gave? Her and The Rock collectively gave $10 million. How much do she? You counted her money. You went to Google and you figured out how much her net worth is. That doesn't necessarily mean that she's liquid, but that's what her net worth is according to Google. What should she have gave? What would you have done if you were Oprah?
Ooh, if I was Oprah, let's see. I say, yeah, probably a couple $1 million.
So you would give less than Oprah?
She gave out 5, potentially 10. I mean, yeah, a couple $1 million. I don't see myself doing the same thing. Probably maybe 2 or 3 million.
So where's the contention at if you wouldn't even do more when you just Googled her net worth in order to substantiate how much you think that she should give, but you would give less if you were her?
Well, this isn't my source of contention. This is just what I've seen overall from people in comments.
So what's your source? So you actually would give less. I got you. So what's your source of contention?
I probably would. Mine, it just, I don't know if I necessarily have it. I'm more just reflecting what I've noticed other people saying, and where I try to look at both sides.
You said that's not your source. Now, the question is, what is your source of contention?
Okay, then yeah, mine would probably be the 0.002%. So if I had 2.3 million, I'd sit back and say that 2.3 billion, I'd probably give out a few $1 million. I don't know if it'd be 10 million because I can't even conceptualize that amount of money. But in my mind, it's like when I look at it, 0.002, if I'm here making $30,000, 0.002 is what? I don't know, a couple bucks. I'd be like, if I make 30,000, but I gave the person $2 for charity, I don't know if that's it wouldn't make me feel right. I'd say that I'd wanna do more.
You don't have to answer this question, but I'm gonna ask you the question, and you don't have to answer it. How much do you make per year?
Around 50.
Okay, so you make $50,000. Have you ever been asked for money from a homeless person?
No, I've given out my money to homeless people, but I've never been asked.
Never been asked for money. You've never seen somebody on the street and they said, "Oh," you've never seen somebody on the side of the freeway and they had a sign up.
Yeah, I have.
Do you give money to them every time you see them?
I can't do it every time, but some of the times I would. Yeah. One of my friends, she actually she actually yelled at me because she was like, "You're giving out too much." And I mean, it was just like maybe $5 here, $2 there, $3 here, But what happened in that particular case is that there was like a small group of them, maybe 4 or 5 people and whatnot, and I had my wallet open, so I'm like, "Oh yeah, here you go," and she's like, "No, you need to quit it, it's a scam."
So when you see people,
yes,
homeless or they holding up a sign, especially if they're in a group setting, you make sure that you take care of the people.
I try. I don't have too much, but if I have extra to give, I'll definitely try.
Do you do it based off of the percentage of how much you're worth or how much you make per year?
No.
So why should she?
No.
Why do we count what other people should do when we don't do the thing that we're advocating for somebody else to do?
I think it's perception. If you're perceived to have a great deal of money, then I think the perception is that you have the onus to have to give even more.
But to the homeless person, you got a great deal of money.
I mean,
it's all based off of percentages, right?
Yeah, percentages and perception.
So why shouldn't they hold you accountable the way that we're holding Oprah accountable?
I think it's just because she makes so much money. I
How
think
do
that's
you know how
purely the
much
only
money that she
reason.
has? You have no clue. First of all, you have no clue how much money that she has. Secondly, you don't know how many people that she's donated to, gave to, charity, whatever like that. You have no clue, right? Because she doesn't necessarily divulge that information. Third, you don't know what's passionate to her, and what's passionate to her may be different than you. And fourth, she didn't have to give anything, and she wouldn't have been wrong about it. So
Yeah.
what makes us the judge, jury, and executioner of how somebody else utilizes their resources?
Oh, I think that's just society and morality. I think that's what that is. It's like,
But it doesn't make it right.
No, it doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it right.
So
But I mean,
where's the source of contention again? Your personal source of contention. Now, you're not speaking on behalf of the people. You're speaking on behalf of yourself. Where's your source of contention?
I think it's just okay. So mine would be just the 0.002. I think that she has the capability to help out more. Now you're
Based
right.
off
I
of
don't
what
know.
you think that she's worth.
Yes.
And so your source of contention is that you think that she has the capability to give out more, but you out of your own. Now you remember what I asked you. I said, what is your personal source of contention? Right?
Yeah.
And you're saying that based off of the fact that she's worth X amount of dollars, that she has the capacity to give more. Right?
I believe so. I believe so. I don't. There's no like factual.
All right, let's stop. Let's stop there. Let's stop there. So your person, I just want to rephrase it and make sure that we both agree and we standing on the same thing before I go forward, right?
Yes,
your
sir.
personal source of contention is that she's worth $2.3 billion based off of what you estimate or what it is that Google told you. And you believe that she should have gave more based off of that estimate, correct?
Yes, because I didn't have like a real hard line source.
Hold on. So let's stop there. But you personally said that if you were Oprah, you would have gave less. So why would you have a personal source of contention when you wouldn't even do what you advocating for her to do if you were her?
Yeah, I think it's just because of my frame of reference. Like I've never made 200, 300, 400 million.
You have enough frame of reference to then say that she should do more, but you don't have enough frame of reference to say that if I were her and I had what it is that I'm anticipating, or I had what it is that I looked up that she had, that I wouldn't do it myself.
Yeah.
You don't think that that's hypocritical?
It is, but if I was in her situation, I can't say if I'd give out more or less, but I know that I would probably give out less.
You just did.
I know. I
said that
I know.
would maybe, you think about it, $2 or $3 million. Now you switching it up and you saying, but she should have gave more based off of what Google was saying.
So look at it from this point of view, right? Her and The Rock, they both sat back and said $10 million, right? We don't know if it was individually $10 million apiece, or if The Rock donated
$5 million, it's more than you said that you would give.
It is, because I have no real frame of reference for that sheer amount of money.
But you got enough frame of reference to criticize her for it, though, right? To have a source of contention personally about it, right?
A little bit, yeah.
This is crazy.
Yeah, because I think I know it's hypocritical. This might be just where my own personal morality might come into play. Well, look at it from this point of view, right? I make around $50,000 a year, right? When I do go out and see homeless people, I'll give them 10, 20. I don't know how much that comes into like percentage wise, but I would assume that it's more than 0.002% of my net worth. So when you sit back and see that she makes so much money and that it's, a sliver of a fraction, it doesn't seem right. And then she makes a video of it saying, hey, listen, I put in money.
So she's leveraging her celebrity in order to bring more awareness to a problem that people would usually forget tomorrow because it's going to be another thing in the news. And so she's advocating and leveraging her celebrity and her celebrity and her rock celebrity to continue to raise money for people that ultimately need it the most. And we all said that they needed it the most. She could have not said nothing. She could have been silent. She could have never did nothing, and nobody would have had any source of contention or any criticism about her in the first place. But she's leveraged her celebrity in order to do so, when you saying that there's something wrong with that.
I don't know if I'd say that there's something wrong with it. I just think that she has the capability of doing more. Now, mind you, I still don't know where her money's going to.
She just got the capability of doing more.
I mean, if I'm being brutally honest, yeah, I probably wouldn't do too much more than that if I was in her situation. I wouldn't. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds insane, but I mean,
I'm
I'll
glad that
help
you're
out where I
situationally
can.
aware and you know what you're saying. I'm glad
I
that you
mean,
can hear
yeah,
yourself speak and
'cause
you know that it sounds crazy and insane.
it does. It does. Because this is me fighting off like the factuality of something versus like my own personal feelings and emotions. Emotionally, I'd be like, yeah, I want to give out as much as I can. But factually, I'll be like, okay, well, I don't know exactly where all my money's going at any particular time, so I don't know if I could afford to give out more. So I'd err on the safer side of being like, okay, well, I'll give a little less. And then from there, maybe ask people like, hey, if you guys could help out, try to help out.
So you just did what it is that she did, except for you gave out less and you holding her accountable for it.
Well, that's why I never had like a real hardline view of it. It's a little contentious because I think she has the capability of doing more. If I was in her situation, I don't know if I'd do the exact same thing.
Well, you
So
already
I'm
said
erring
that
on
you
the
would do
side of
less.
caution.
You already said that you
Yeah,
would do
yeah.
less.
Yeah, my side of caution would definitely be like, oh, save up your own personal money rather than try to give it out to somebody else. But that's always been my default, just because of how I grew up. But when I sit back and look at other people's things, that's where they're coming up with, okay, well, she makes such and such amount of money, so why can't she do more? And I kind of share that similar sentiment. Now, if I made that much money, I can't say that I would do more because I honestly don't know if I would do more than what she did. So when she's sitting back asking other people, like, hey, the door's open, then it's like, okay, well, you have the capability of opening up multiple doors all at once, and not only opening up the doors, filling up the doors. I think that's where people are like, well, I'm not too sure if it's really completely genuine on her part, or if there's a possibility that she's using this as not a publicity stunt, but more along the lines of, okay, well, what does she get on the tail end of this that'll end up making her more money for pennies
Or
on a
what
dollar?
about the satisfaction that she's actually just helping people?
That could be very true. That could be very true. That's why it took me so long to cam up, because I'm like, I don't know if I really want to try to fight this
I
argument because I
appreciate
don't
you.
know
I'm
if
not
it's
gonna,
a good.
I like to have, spirited conversations, and I appreciate you for the conversation. Absolutely.
Oh, thank you.
I
Thank
mean,
you
I
for
still
having me.
fundamentally disagree, but I mean, that's what makes this country great, is that we can communicate, we can have conversations, we can disagree, we can agree on some things, and then we can still be friends at the end of the day.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But listen,
I
if I make
appreciate you. Thank you, my friend.
no, thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Let's see the next contestant that joins on The Price is Right. We are talking specifically about Oprah. Well, I guess they left. So much for that. I don't see anybody else in the back chat. I've dropped the link multiple different times. I'll drop it one more time for you guys. I'm talking specifically about Oprah. And I'm trying to understand. I've seen a lot of people in the chat. That had a lot to say about how it is that they felt about the situation, but ain't nobody coming up here to talk to me. I'm not even asking y'all to get on camera. I'm giving you the option to be able to get on camera or not, and I'm going to let you tell me what it is that you think I'm wrong about. I don't see anybody else. Let's see if we can get Ray up here. Only call up here. You left. You dropped, Ray. I'm going to leave it open. Let me read some of the super chats while I'm waiting on y'all to come up here and substantiate y'all arguments. Enforcer 2K9 says, it's too many people complaining for no reason and rejecting solutions. We need to start directly asking people, what do you want? Shout out to you, Enforcer. I appreciate you. Looks like we got a contestant on The Price is Right. Hey, Zay, would you like to be on camera or would you like to be off camera? Give me a thumbs up if on camera, thumbs down if off camera. Thumbs down. Got you. All right, I'm going to get you up here. I respect that. Give me a second. Boom. Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. Screen share. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. All right, my friend, what's going on?
What up, bro? Yeah, I was just listening, and I pretty much think that most people are angry at the whole system in general, and how it works and how everything funnels up to the top, kind of no matter what. And a lot of people, there's ways to figure it out and make more money, and and get yourself to the other side of it. But I think people are more so don't want to hear billionaires or anybody talk about helping people out with super low percentages when they own mad acres out there and giant houses and things like that. Than, like, regular people who are poor and don't have money and stuff. They're mad and they're upset. They don't care. They don't care to hear or see somebody who's a billionaire try to raise money when right now we're about to dive into probably an economic depression, and most people could barely afford food, and the whole system is designed to just bleed people out. So it's kind of just I think people are just upset about it.
So do you disagree with her? Because, I mean, all you basically
Actually,
told me is that people is in their feelings. You didn't actually tell me what was wrong with what it is that she said.
well, I guess people don't believe that it's sincere. So
So they in their
I
feelings.
mean,
It don't matter about the
yeah,
results. It don't matter if it's true or not. The only thing that matters is how we feel. Is that what you're basically telling me?
I'm not telling you that all that matters is how people feel. It's people's reality. It's not just their feelings
What do
that
people's
is
reality
attached
got
to
to
it.
do with what's happening over in Maui? This ain't about people and what they going through. She never asked individual people for anything. She didn't
Well,
ask y'all for
because
nothing.
people in Maui,
And you don't have to
people in
give
Maui
nothing.
she is asking people for something.
She
She's asking
didn't.
people for money.
She did
She's
not.
asking people to
What
donate
she
their
said
money.
specifically, and I just played the video. I played it back multiple different times. She said, "This is what I did, and for the people that have been reaching out to me, this is what you can do. Since you were asking me specifically, what is it that you can do?" She didn't ask anybody else for a dime. I
Okay,
played it multiple
why
different
did she put
times.
it out there? If people were just reaching out to her, then she could have just reached back out to them and said,
What
"Here,
do
you
you
could donate
care?
this way."
Because you don't have to give a dime. Why do you care what she chooses
You
to
act
do
like you're
and
sitting
who
here
would
acting
and
like
how
she's
she
not
lever?
asking to
Listen,
give
listen.
money
That's
out
that's like
when she
that's
is
like
asking for
somebody.
people to
No,
give
no, no, no,
money.
no, no, no,
That
no,
was
no.
the
Hold on,
whole
hold on,
reason
hold on,
why she
hold on,
put it
hold
out
on.
there.
That is like me using my platform to say what I want to say to bring awareness to what I want to bring awareness to, and you tuning in to watch it and then getting mad at me for what it is that I say when you're not forced to watch. How you gonna tell me what to do with my celebrity? How you gonna tell me what to
Yeah,
do
I'm
with my
not forced to
celebrity?
watch. Nobody's telling her what to do with her celebrity.
You are. You in your feelings because she got a bag and y'all don't. That's all it is. It's
But I have
100%.
plenty of
Is
money. I'm not in my
100%
feelings.
full
She's
jealousy.
asking for
That's
money.
it.
That's what you're
She
arguing with
didn't
me about
ask
right now,
you
whether or
for
not she's
nothing. You
asking for
don't know
people
Oprah.
for
You
money.
never reached
If
out
she
to her.
is asking
You
people for
don't know
money,
her.
that was
You
the whole
never
reason
reached
they
out
did
to
that.
her. You never reached out to her. You're not a fan of hers. She didn't speak to you specifically, so you shouldn't be in your feelings about what it is that she and her people and
She's
whoever her
speaking to
supporters is
everybody.
doing with their money.
She's speaking to everybody.
No, she
That's why
didn't.
she did it
See,
publicly.
and this is what's wrong with y'all men is that y'all get feminine and y'all don't understand that words mean things. If I just replayed it and she didn't ask you for anything because she wasn't asking for everybody, and she's giving you the option to do whatever it is that you want to do if you a
Bro,
supporter
if you're
of
not,
her,
if
why are you in your
nobody's in their
feelings?
feelings,
Listen,
if
listen,
you're not
listen,
smart
listen.
enough to understand
Biden
what she was
ain't never
doing,
got to worry about.
and you have to just
I
literally,
see
like,
presidential
that's some
candidates.
autistic ass
I
shit.
see
Get out of
presidential
here.
candidates every single election cycle. They come and they ask for donations from their supporters. They get supporters, they get super PACs, they get people that donate on their website, $5, $10, $10,000 for a dinner. You know what? You know who not bothered by it? Me. You know why? Because they're not asking me. I'm not their supporter. I don't care what they make for their campaign in order to
It
get
still
themselves elected.
affects you. It's stupid for you not to care about who's donating to all these politicians.
You know
Why
what
do
I
you
care
think
about?
that the pharmaceutical
How you
companies
know I
and all
care?
of these companies run this whole country? Because nobody gives a shit about anything but themselves, and that's you.
That's me?
Yes,
I only care about
that's you.
myself.
Only give a shit about yourself. That's it.
How do I only care about myself?
You don't care about who gives money to the politicians, about who runs this country, about all those super PACs and all those things that actually are ruining this fucking country.
Really?
You don't care
Interesting.
about that.
Interesting. You know what's so funny? I care about who I donate to. And I donate my money to the candidate that I love and the one that I want to get elected. And so as a result, I put my money where my mouth is. But see, you using an emotional argument to substantiate something that's not real, that's only masking your jealousy, right? Your jealousy is showing, and your femininity is showing because you feel a certain type of way about the fact that you are not in a position to, you are not in a position.
When I'm not.
I didn't say you was, who said anything about you being broke?
You said I'm masking my jealousy. What jealousy?
Just because you're not broke don't mean that you can't be jealous. You ain't got Oprah money, so you can be jealous. You could be a millionaire and be jealous of a billionaire. Nobody called you broke. But see, this is what I'm saying. You letting your emotion.
I'm not
no. Hold on. See, now it's coming out. And if you let somebody talk long enough, they'll start to expose themselves. Nobody called you broke. Nobody called you broke.
You said I was jealous. I said
Jealousy
I'm not broke.
don't
Why
mean
would I be
broke.
jealous?
Who said anything about being broke? Just because you're jealous of somebody don't mean that you broke.
So whatever your psychoanalyst about me saying that I'm not broke means that I'm broke. I'm not fucking broke.
I never said that you was broke. So wait. Are you triggered because I never called you broke, but you keep trying to justify to me that you're not broke? I never brought up how much money you make. I never asked you a question. No, because I triggered you. I triggered you by calling you jealous. And you went into how it is that you. Nope. I never called you broke. I never called you broke, and you keep on having this conversation about how you're not broke.
Even worse, you called me jealous. That's worse.
You are jealous.
I'm not jealous.
Yes, you are. You are jealous. You are in your emotions about what somebody else is doing with their own money for something that's meaningful to them. I just told you. You are jealous. You jealous over the fact that people are choosing to do something with their money that they never even included you in the first place. But you feel a certain type of way about the fact that they
put it out in public,
you don't want to let me finish. You don't want to finish.
You don't want to let me. Everybody else, they included them in it.
No, it didn't.
Just like you're talking about
This is a feminine argument. This is a feminine argument, and femininity is basically you leaning into your. No. I'm gonna explain it to you. Is you leaning into your emotions in order to try to justify your argument, but you don't think that words mean anything, and she never. I just replayed it 4 different times. She never asked for the general public to donate anything. She asked for the people that support her and has been reaching out to her what it is that they can do to help.
That is the general public. She's a public figure. The people who support Oprah is the public. What are you talking about?
You are, dog, you got to get that jealousy up out of your spirit, fam.
Bro,
honest to God.
You're just talking about jealousy. But
honest to God, because this ain't, you don't even really have a real problem or argument.
You're not speaking to the point that I just told you at all.
Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna let you have the floor for as long as you want it in order to substantiate your argument. Go.
Listen, all I'm trying to say is that generally this system is broken. This system funnels everything to the top. This system is bad. Most people in this system could barely survive. So when you get a bunch of multi-billionaires asking regular people to help out with their little bit of money, and your argument is she's not asking regular people, she's asking her friends. She's asking her audience. She's asking everybody who she could reach for money to help these people, which is not a bad thing to do in general. But I'm just saying that the system is so bad that people are upset about it. And
so you mad at Oprah because the system is broken, not because she actually did anything wrong. That's what you just told me.
I'm not mad at Oprah at all. I'm not
That's
mad
what
at
you
Oprah at all.
basically just told me, that the problem is that the system is broken, but not that Oprah did anything wrong. Because you just said it's not necessarily that she did anything wrong or bad, but that the system is broken. So what the hell do that have to do with Oprah using her celebrity in order to raise money for victims over in Maui? What does that have to do with the price of potatoes in China?
What does that have to do with Oprah? What do you mean? Have you seen? Oprah is the system. This is a part of it. They own all the networks. They own everything. They shut down people's voices. They raise up the Jeffrey Epsteins. They are
What does this
associated with a
have to
bunch of
do?
terrible fucking things.
No. Because you can't just throw stuff out there that you can't prove. The question is the question is this. This is the question. I don't want you jumping around. I want you to stay right here with me, my friend. The question is, why do you have a source of contention towards Oprah asking the people that support her and reached out to her and asked what is it that they can do for the people in Maui, and that she give her own money and she's using her celebrity to a cause that does not hurt anybody but helps more people than anything? Why are you then mad at Oprah for this particular issue that has nothing to do with all of this other stuff that you're naming?
Because if you're going to put yourself out in front of an issue, then you should be the right voice for the issue.
So you're saying that her voice is not the right voice?
Associated with all of this terrible stuff, then maybe you should sit in the background of this issue that people actually care about and want to see good people in the front of. So when she gets herself in front of this issue, people are upset because she's not the right person to be talking about it right now.
So who's the right person?
That's just a fact.
Who would you like to see?
Person?
Who would you like to see advocating for the people? That ain't advocating for the people, that didn't go out of their way to do anything for the people in Maui, that's not using a celebrity for any of this. Who would you like to bring to the front of the congregation that should be the right person to do so, since you're saying that she not the right person? I didn't know it was a right person to do it as far as you actually making sure that you help people. I didn't know it was a limit on the right person. Who's the right person to do it?
Well, obviously, if you're looking at the backlash that she's getting, then it's showing that she's not the right person.
You're not answering the question. Who's the right person?
All you're going to say, if I say anybody, is you're going to be like, well,
no. That's what my daughter did the other day. My daughter did this exact same thing. My daughter did the same thing. I asked her a specific question and she couldn't answer it. And so she going to say, all you going to do is when I say something, you going to get mad at me. All you going to do is do this. No. Listen. Don't put words in my mouth. Don't put words in my mouth. Who is, it's a direct question. So you would prefer,
and it would have went way better. And he wouldn't have to donate any money of his own.
So you would say that you prefer to have Denzel Washington at the forefront of the Maui movement than Oprah?
I think anybody in your chat would put up a 1 right now if they think.
No, you don't control my chat. No. This is a conversation between me and you.
You won't let it go.
You don't even. No. This is a conversation between me and you. This is a. You can't tell me what to do with my platform. This is a conversation between me and you. This is a conversation between me and you. You letting your emotions get the best of you. Stay focused, bro. This is a conversation. This is a conversation between me and you.
If I was emotional, I wouldn't be able to outthink you.
You outthinking me?
I am.
How?
Because you're wrong.
You couldn't think your way out of a wet paper bag, boy. You couldn't think your way out of a wet paper bag. Boy, you ain't got you can't hold a candle to me. But this is not about me. This is not. I'm not gonna let my ego get the best of me. But you are nowhere close to the mental capacity that I have in order to be able to have these conversations, sir. Respectfully.
Okay, you know that from this one conversation.
Listen, I don't want us to get. You keep trying to throw me off to get me distracted from the conversation that we're talking about. And this is the thing that women do. Women do this on a regular basis, and I don't want you operating in your feminine energy. So what I'm going to ask you to do, sir, what I'm going to ask you,
be better or not?
What I'm going to ask you to do, sir, is stay on the subject. Don't make it personal about me. Don't make it personal about how broke you think that somebody is insinuating you are. Nobody called you.
Will Denzel be better or not? I'm on the conversation. I'm back already. You're lost. Let's reel it back in. Would Denzel be better or would Oprah be better?
I think that anybody that wants to bring awareness to an issue.
There you go. You're lying.
I'm sorry.
You know who would be better.
You gonna let me finish my statement? Why you
Go
so
ahead.
emotional, man?
Nobody's emotional.
I understand being spirited and passionate, but why you so emotional?
Listen, I might be a little aggressive for your taste, but I'm not emotional.
You don't think that you're emotional?
You're emotional, bro. You're the one who's feeling right now. I'm not
What am
worried about
what am
none
I
of this.
feeling? I'm the one that had to bring you from jumping off the
feeling
ledge
something.
talking about
You're
how
the one
broke you
talking
were.
about emotions.
I had to bring you back off the ledge from talking about how broke you were.
Okay, because I'm broke. That's a lie.
I didn't call you broke. I said you was talking about I'm not broke. I never
You just
talked
said
about
that.
how much
You
money
said
you
you
got.
had to pull me off the ledge
How would
for
I
saying
know
how
how much?
broke I was.
Listen.
Then I
You
said,
could be
I'm
you
not
could
broke.
be you could be
You're trying to
100
get. You're the
you
one
could be
who's trying to
100 billionaire.
move the
You could be
conversation somewhere else.
you could be 100 millionaire.
Why
And
are we
I
talking
wouldn't.
about this?
How would I
Are
know
you
how
bringing
much
the
money you got?
conversation back or not? Are you bringing the
No,
conversation back or
hold
not?
on, because you're not. Listen.
Damn, I need
You
to start
can't.
a YouTube channel. If dudes like you could do this, come on now.
You can't control the narrative. I'm going to control the narrative. Okay. That's really just the
What
reality
narrative,
of it.
bro? There's
And
no
you don't
narrative.
no, because
We can have a conversation over
I'm
here.
identifying the jealousy in what it is that you're saying. And here's the thing.
What jealousy? What are you talking about?
I don't know.
Jealous of Oprah?
Yes. You know.
No.
And it's not just Oprah. It's not just Oprah. I think
Child
you're
molestation that I don't like. It's shit like that I can't stand. It's people like that I just don't fuck with.
So why
it's
are you
Oprah
watching
that
the
I don't
channel?
fuck with.
Why are you watching the channel?
What?
Why are you watching
what
the
channel?
channel? This one.
What channel?
This one. Yeah.
I'm talking about Oprah. Shit. I'm
What
watching your
don't you
channel because I support you. Because you're a
No,
black
but what
man
don't you
who
no.
tries to talk
You
about
said it's people
positive
like
shit.
that. It's people like that you don't mess with, right?
I'm talking about Oprah, child molesters.
Oh my
People
God.
who support shit like
This ain't got nothing to do with the conversation that we was talking about. Now you want to go all the way up. See, and that's why I'm saying you got a vendetta against a specific person, not what it is that they doing. That's what it is. You feel a certain type of way about the person, so you're not objective enough to have the conversation based off of that thing. And instead, you let your emotions of how you feel about them get in between what it is that we having a conversation about. And that's what I'm talking about as far as that female trait. You got to step up out of that, bro. If we talking about this, you can't sit here and talk about how you feel about a person. You got to stay on subject for what it is that we talking about. I don't like a lot of people, but I have to.
If a KKK leader came out and was like, I'm gonna,
I don't like a
I'm
lot
gonna
of
donate
people.
to some
I don't
black
like a lot of people. I
I'm
don't
not
like a
gonna
lot of
fucking trust
people,
it,
but
period.
I'm not going to go off subject about how I feel about them specifically.
I'm not off subject.
When I'm talking about a specific issue. You emotional, bro.
Listen, I'm not off subject. I'm trying
You
to
are.
tell you that somebody's character and what they do matters to what
You can't prove it.
they support.
Prove
it
it.
matters.
Prove it.
Prove what? These are
Prove whatever it is that
well-documented
you
things
accusing them
that she's
of.
been associated really
No.
tightly with a lot of messed up people, period.
We don't do. They've been associated, all of that, so on and so forth. I don't go.
How
for
do
that
you
shit.
want me to prove it
I
to you? Do you want me to put a Google link in the chat?
I believe.
What do you want me to do?
I believe in evidence,
Because you
and
know
I do not.
can't
I do not
that
believe.
right now,
I do
just
not
by
believe in
telling you
rumors, and I do not believe in mob rules. If you're gonna accuse somebody of something,
Look it up.
You go. No,
You
you
do the
present the
research.
evidence. I don't accuse. I'm not looking up nothing. I'm not about to get my browser all
so you're
messed
just gonna
up from
carry
looking at
water
stuff
for
that I ain't
Oprah,
supposed to look at.
even though you don't even know what she's been involved in or why everybody is upset about it.
Again, you going off subject. My question.
It's not off subject.
My question.
It
Yes, it
matters.
is. Yes, it is.
These things matter.
Fam. You
Maybe
gotta
not
get.
to
You gotta
you,
get.
but
You
they
gotta get
matter.
that. You gotta get that female up out of you, bro.
Whatever, bro.
You gotta get that. You gotta get that lady up out
You're
of
the
you, bro.
one who got a gay nigga hitting on you on your channel and putting the videos up.
You got that right.
And I got the female out of me.
You got that right. I
Come
sure
on
did
now.
put that
Get
video
outta
up.
here, bro.
And you know why?
Whatever.
You know why? Because I'm secure in my masculinity. Did you just rage quit? Did he just rage quit? No, he didn't just rage quit. Larita, I think I lost a supporter. I think I lost a supporter. He probably won't be watching any. Well, yeah, he will. He'll be watching from the background. He's just not going to cam up no more. He said, whatever, bro. Whatever, bro. Whatever, bro. And I'm not broke. I'm not broke. I was like, who called you broke? You insinuated that I didn't have any money. I was like, I ain't say nothing about no money. I'm just telling you, I'm not broke. Come on, man. Y'all can't be rage quitting. And then he gonna tell me how he not emotional, but he just hit the button. I seen him hit it. Doop. Enigma, would you like to come up on the platform? Would you like to be on camera, or would you like to thumbs up for camera, thumbs down for no camera? Thumbs up. Oh man. Oh man. I could tell Enigma, he got that big brain on him. He about to make my life difficult up here. All right, Enigma, what's going on, bro?
What's up, Anton?
You see
It's
what
good
y'all
to
got
talk
me
to you,
going through
man.
on a Thursday?
Huh?
You see what y'all got me going through on a Thursday?
Yeah, man. He was in his feelings about it, but I'm kind of I'm a little
look
bit.
like you just blazed one up. Is that true, Enigma?
Nah. I will later, but nah, not right now.
Okay, I got you. Go ahead, big dog. What's your thoughts?
But I feel like
when I see people say I feel like that is feminine energy.
Okay,
I'm gonna need you to man on up before we had this conversation, big dog. Go ahead.
Okay.
See, I prevented you right there. I stopped it. But go ahead.
You got me. All right. So I think that people feel like if someone has that amount of money that they should, donate more. But I've heard, I'm not really sure, but they said that she lived out there. Did she live out there?
So yeah, I think she got a property out there. I can't substantiate it, but let's assume that she does.
But if she does, I feel like I keep saying I feel like, you call me. But I think if you live in a community and you have this amount of wealth, then I think you should want to donate more to your own community and to the people that you live around.
Why? Is $10 million not enough? What's enough? How much should she have donated? Give me a number.
Well, the government, they donated like 115 million or something like that to these people.
That's the government. That's their job.
Yeah,
that's why we pay taxes, and they spent our money. They ain't spent their own money. Ain't nobody went into their own bank account. What should people personally donate? What should if Oprah went into her bank account, sold off a property? What should she have donated to the people? What is she obligated to donate to the people?
I really don't know.
Oh, no. You got to give me something.
So I feel like 10 million is a little bit too low for Oprah, though.
Too low? Okay.
It's a little bit too low for Oprah.
How much then?
Maybe The Rock too. They could probably have maybe put 20 million together and gave them maybe 40 million.
So 40 million.
I'd say 40 million.
Why?
Together.
Why?
Because they came out in public and they made themselves public about it, about wanting to help their community, right? Help their people.
Which they did.
Yeah, they did. They're not obligated to do it.
So where's the outrage? I don't understand. Why is there outrage? If you're not obligated to give $1, but if I gave $10,000, that's a problem based off of what somebody perceives my wealth to be?
No, because you gave something. And
so
the people who didn't
she can't just give something?
We think that people who are rich can afford to give more.
But that's their money. They work for it. They worked their ass off. They grinded. They marketed themselves. They shook hands. They kissed babies. They made sacrifices. They gave up parts of their life. They didn't have kids. Whatever it is that they did, that's what they chose to do that ultimately led to whatever it is that they have in their bank account and their portfolio. Who is it of another person to tell me what to do with my money? If I wanted to go out here and burn it up like the Joker, if I wanted to go swim in it, if I wanted to be Scrooge McDuck, what is it somebody else's gripe of what it is that somebody else do with their money? That's what I'm trying to understand. She didn't get it illegally. She didn't rob nobody for it. She didn't do any of that. Why? This is what my question is. Why are we as people so concerned with what somebody else do with their money? Why are we so obsessed with how it is that somebody else utilizes their resources to help, not help, swim, not swim, go and buy cars, whatever? Why do we care about what somebody else does with their money?
Maybe it's specifically that it's Oprah and that she's known for being a philanthropist, and people feel like she's probably giving more money.
She's known to be a philanthropist. She's known for being a philanthropist, right?
Right.
So she's known for helping and donating and giving money, but they feel like she should give more.
I mean, she's known for giving money on her show. You get a car. You get a car.
That's called marketing.
That's the perception that we have of her, that she's a very, very charitable person. And we think that she has these billions of dollars. Like, if I have, let's just say earlier today, I got paid today, right?
Me too. Me too. And it was crazy.
But I
looked at my bank account and I said, oof. It's crazy. The deposits is insane. I got paid today too. Oh yeah. My payday the same payday as yours. Bi-weekly, every other week?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, so we both in the same boat. We both got paid today. All right, I'm walking. Let's roll.
But damn, I lost my train of thought.
That's because you smoke too much. It's all them trees, man. You got to stop, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Come on. You got paid today.
Okay,
Thursday,
earlier,
got paid. There we go.
Like I did the super chat earlier, right? It was like $10.
Appreciate
I felt
you.
like I got paid enough to be able to, appreciate Anton for, coming on here every day. And I don't usually do the super chat thing, but
But you find value in what it is that I do every day, and so you decided to donate over to the platform. Now, do I ever ask for any donations?
No.
Ever?
No.
But I show appreciation for everything that everybody. What if I came on here and I said, yo, I'm on here every single morning and I put all of this work into it and I make a sacrifice and I do this and that and so on and so forth. Why y'all not over here giving more money? What if I did
get
that?
Anything, probably.
No, I probably would get more. When you pressure people, I see people do it all the time on the internet. People go off on people for not making sure that they continue to support the platform, and they get more.
That's crazy. I would think that they would get less, because it seems like the person who is donating would feel, I guess maybe.
That happens in the church. It happens on the internet. It happens across the board. My point is this, though. I don't have any control, nor do I want any control for who it is that supports the platform. The only thing that I do is do what I do, and hopefully the people see the value that I bring to them. I don't ask for anything. I don't require anything. The only thing that I ask for is for people to hit a like for the YouTube algorithm. That's it.
Yeah.
But I'm not counting y'all pockets, is my point. I don't say, hey, how much money did I make you the other day? Hey, Ray Sean, I charge the least for coaching calls for. Ray Sean has went from making 50 bands a year to $35,000 a month, separate from what it is that he's doing for his job. I don't sit there and call Ray Sean and say, hey, but fam, man, you got a seat at the table, so you only paying $50 a month to even be able to talk to me. I deserve more. I don't do that. I add the value where the value is added, and it's not for me to start counting his money. He knows what he makes, and he's successful as a result of it. As a matter of fact, the thing that I advocate for him to do is to do more for investing in himself. That way he's a part of my network, because I get more value out of him as being my friend than being a person that's associated with me than giving me any dollars, right? But my point is this.
Right.
I don't count other people's pockets to determine what it is that they should do with their money. I will never, ever tell somebody else what they should do with their money. It's their money. They earned it.
Right.
Why should I ever have any conversation about what somebody else, whether you give $1, I acknowledge the dollars, I acknowledge the $100 super chats, I acknowledge everything with the same amount of vigor and the same amount of appreciation. I am not going to ever be telling somebody what to do with their money. I'm not interested.
Right. And the conversations that you have on here, the amount of money that somebody has, it doesn't matter, because as long as you can come with a solid argument, then it doesn't matter how much money you have. Like the last person.
But you just sit there and said that you think that Oprah should have gave more based off of how much money she got. That's what you said.
But I was just talking about the conversation that we have on here.
That's what you said. You can't switch it up now. Now you switching it up. Now that's convenient for you. You can't switch it up now.
I'm conflicted about it, because if somebody told me,
you can't be conflicted. You got to stand on that. That's what you said.
Yeah. But I can feel what you're saying though, because if you said, okay, I got paid today, like, okay, you need to give 20% of your income, your check to Anton, because that's why. Because
a lot of people don't even know, right? What if I told you that whatever it is that's left out of my bank account, I give Rita whatever it is that she earns, right, in her paycheck, and then B, I give the rest over in the people that I see every single day. And I've always said this on a regular basis. I make sure that I go to the ATM every single day before I park my car, and I park it further away from my office, and I walk down, and my office is directly across the street from the Health and Human Services building, and I give away money every single day. Do you know that I got criticized for giving away $250 a day for $1 for a hug in a video that I put out? That's why I've never put out another video for it, because people then looked at it and criticized it as a result of it. Do you know that?
Yeah, they'll think when somebody records something and gives money, they think that they're cloud chasing, or
when literally it's advocating for showing the positivity versus the negativity. However, if I come up here and I bring somebody to the front of the congregation, everybody got their pitchforks out and they rooting it on.
Yeah.
My point is that I believe that we are just inherently a jealous society, and that's the reason why it's so meaningful for what somebody else do with their money that they've legally earned, and nobody should have any conversation about what somebody else is doing with their money.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
That's all I'm saying. That's just my opinion. That's my opinion of it.
Yeah. Oh, it's good talking to you, man. I appreciate you. Let me come up.
Absolutely, my friend. Stick around, man. I love what it is that you communicating over to me right now. You cool. You much cooler than the last guy I was talking to.
Yeah, I try to because I have a different feeling about it, because I recently started earning more money, and if somebody told me, like, let's talk about like taxes or something.
Mm-hmm.
If I earn more money, I have to start paying more taxes. I don't feel good about having to pay more taxes.
That's true. That's true. And you have more expectation from people that then want to tell you what it is that you're supposed to do with your money.
Right.
So, all right, my friend, I appreciate you.
All right, man. I'll talk to you later, man. Thank you.
All right, bro. All right, listen. I am going to allow for you people to be able to cam up tomorrow. This is usually what we do on Friday, but I extended the live stream longer than I wanted to in order to allow for y'all to be able to cam up and express how y'all feel. Anybody that got a disagreement with me, make sure you tune in tomorrow, because I am going to be opening it up for you guys to be able to call in. This went way longer than I anticipated. I anticipated doing a 2-hour live stream today, and we wound up going to almost 3 hours. Let me go ahead and read the super chats, because I want to acknowledge the people that support the platform, because you guys are absolutely awesome. All right, so Enos Luby says, I think said persons need to cam up and explain. Oh, yeah. We going to have that conversation tomorrow. Cam up and explain. I'm a C student as well. We all trying to figure it out, Enos. Cliff Williams says, ignorance rules the world and intelligence carries the burden. People just bad-minded. Shout out to you. I appreciate you. JC Incorporated says, Oprah bashed Michael Jackson while hanging with David Geffen in his yacht. After MJ passed away, her guru was arrested for pedophile only. Was y'all sitting there? Was y'all there? I don't know. Maybe David Geffen told y'all that when y'all was in a private conversation. Greatness to Work says, I lost respect for anything Oprah and Gayle. She has property in Hawaii right now where the fires were. Why are they so mute on their pedo buddies as well? So because she has property in Hawaii, somehow, some way she's supposed to do what? Let her property burn down like everybody? I don't really understand what y'all looking for. Interesting. Y'all are more than welcome to get y'all arguments together and prepare yourselves for battle tomorrow, because we probably going to be revisiting this conversation. Jack Carter says, I'm about to cam up to confess my love for Oprah. And if y'all seen her in person, y'all wouldn't even say nothing next to her. Thumbhead A, that's what he talking about, the dude that was up here arguing with me. Shout out to you. Rashad Howard says they won't cam up because they have confidence behind the keyboard. They can't substantiate their arguments. Hashtag keyboard confidence. Shout out to you. I appreciate you. I put on the greatest show on earth. The greatest show on earth. Hold on. I got some more super chats I want to go through. Self-Made B says, what's wrong with him? Just can't get right, boss. Just can't get right, boss. Justin K is in the building. My dog says, big dog, I've learned the more money I make, the less you can converse with entitled people. They really just don't get what it took to earn it or the difference between network and liquid cash. I agree with you, Justin K. You are absolutely correct. Lauren Mack says, hey, Anton, here's my contribution to get him a bag chaser hat to cover up that 5 head. Y'all are wild. Latrell M is in the building, says, Anton, at this point, it's Oprah's duty to fulfill her mission and not explain her position. If I was her, I wouldn't have gave nothing. I wouldn't have said nothing. I wouldn't even have participated with y'all. Rashad Howard says, I see why he didn't cam up. Hashtag meme worthy. Shout out to Rashad. No, he cammed up and then he didn't cam up. He just rage quit. Craig G says, lower your voice and strengthen your argument. You remember when I said that. Shout out to you. Craig G also says, Anton, he right. We the problem. Ninja, please. Shout out to you. Cliff Williams is in the building. Cliff says, Anton, this is beneath you. No, it ain't. I'm a person just like everybody else. Mr. Burley says, man, oh man, this guy put a 1 in the chat. Who the hell do he think he is? Trying to control my platform, telling my people what it is that they supposed to be doing. Who gonna come on my platform and say, hey, y'all, tell them to put a run a poll? Man, if you don't get your mother butt out of here, man, I don't know what you thinking about. Rashad Howard is in the building, says, faceless emotions is about to give you a dislike. Probably already has. Yep, it went up 1. It did go up 1 since the last time I checked it. Shout out to Rashad Howard in the building. I appreciate you. The Nice for Everything says, hold me down. Just gave me the super sticker. I appreciate you for the 5-ball. Shadow Dragon TV says, greatest morning show, needed this. I'll be giving y'all what y'all need in order to get through work. I do. Greatest morning show said he gonna cry in the car. Rashad Howard, shout out to you. I appreciate you. Let me see what this name says. Stefan Slayer 1 says, people like that are tough off camera, but on cam, the energy ain't the same. Appreciate you. Big Pressure is in the building. Shout out to Big Pressure. Big Pressure says, the mental mirror say he don't like black women. Interesting. Nice for Everything says, number 1 fan, I appreciate you. Thank you for the 10-ball. Justin K came through again and says, bro, I'm getting secondhand embarrassment listening to these grown men trying to spend someone else's money. They're so simple-minded that it's sad. Shout out to Justin K, and Justin K is a major bag chaser. Cliff Williams is in the building and says, Anton, you are a king fisherman teaching how to fish. I want to see you in an 18-karat gold Blueface yacht master. I hope you get a gazillion dollars, bro. See that? It's always people that wish you well that's also making money too. How come it's people that's doing well that's also always advocating for you to become richer? Ain't that wild? Shout out to Mid-Lid Studios or Mill Mid Studios. Said, Anton, this is a good discussion I disagree with, but appreciate your Oprah take and look forward to discussing tomorrow, my boy. Make sure y'all cam up. If y'all want to be on camera, you can. If you don't want to, you could just jump on and we can have a phone call. Nice for everything says, how much was exchange rate of the money they gave up? I have no idea. No clue. I'm a C student out here in these streets. Listen, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for the extra two dislikes that I just got inside of the chat. I appreciate y'all for the dislikes. Shout out to my people out here on Facebook. Shout out to everybody on YouTube. And then next week, we are going to be streaming on Rumble. Also on Rumble too, all right? So if you have not already, make sure that you drop a link in the description, drop a like for the algorithm. Make sure you click the link in the description to get over to the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Also on top of that, get that Tej Hanley 30% off your first order plus a free gift. There is no greater morning show on the face of this earth, all right? I need you to do me one more favor before we get up out of here. Make sure you share this with your family and friends. We don't want to be successful by ourselves. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm out of here. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.